wanted all your diamonds. She conned you all out of diamonds. Gifts. Yeah. Every one of you fell for it. You wanted to be the big I am. She got what she wanted. Justice. Claire brought up 3 allies of Alicia. 3 of her allies were up in that live, and I was there by myself. And Claire did not once help me. In fact, she kept muting me. Do I see a gifting badge by your name? I don't understand that one, Savage. I didn't try to control the narrative. I simply told them I'm not looking through 8 or 9, 10 devices, to find that. When you're asking me on the spot, if you ask me on the spot, find the receipt of me saying that, I'm not going to go through 9 devices to find that while you all slag me off. I told Alicia, repeat what you told everybody. You did. You did it because it's better coming from you. Repeat what you were telling people, and she did. And she also said she got it wrong. Do you remember that bit? Do you remember Alicia saying she got part of it wrong? But the other part, because of the way I acted, she believes it might have happened. That's different from it actually happening. That's different from being told it happened. Are you stupid, people? I'm talking about, okay, you gifted Claire today, fine. But you lot, and I've seen you all, and you sit there gifting Alicia quite often. And she'll cause drama, or she'll start on somebody, or she'll be passive-aggressive with somebody that she knows, like Devon, for instance. She plays games with him, and you lot take sides, and you decide you put your coin here, you put your coin there. You're all being conned. All being conned. I don't have any gifts. I get maybe, I don't know, you can go and look at my ticky leaky thing or whatever, I get this thing telling me every so often you got 2 coins or something like that, whatever it was, that somebody's gave me a rose or whatever it is. I actually give out a hell of a lot. I gave people these galaxy things. I gave them the 500 thing. I've gave out trains before now. People that deserve it, by the way. Yeah, Justice, what's the matter?
To catalogue and research all of these items ready for
But all the time, as you said, there are 2 sides to every story.
But TikTok drama only wants the drama side.
Yeah. Although just lately everybody's been saying how TikTok is becoming toxic.
It is, yeah. They're chapping on each other's doors, they're doxing each other. Sophie and Levi doxed me the other day, well, there's 3 children in this house. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter, right? 3 weeks later, I doxed Levi. Oh, he's got a child in his house. So what? I've got 3 here.
Yes, that was the big sort of collaboration, wasn't it? Lifelong friends, really. To Morgan and his pal William Morris, the famous...
See, I'm one of these, I get to know you first.
Yeah.
Whether, through TikTok, but I get to know you first. And like saying hi and how are you and things like that. Normal conversations.
Justice, Justice, I'm not seeing some of your comments. So do you want to come up and ask? And I'll tell you why, because Lady Savage keeps on texting, yeah? And it keeps on losing whatever you were wanting to say. I was looking for you. I'm not ignoring you on purpose, Justice. You know that. Me and you did get on at one time. If you want to come up and ask the question, that's fine.
Famous for devices, and of course, and he developed the phonograph. It was a way of recording sound and playing it back.
To make it work, you spoke into the horn and the sound...
First of all, Justice...
all the kids in the background, but I think it's obviously probably been ghosted, or it's in probably, them words that you have in it, like filtered words. I've been asking a few times, because you mentioned you had children, and I've been asking a few times what your relationship's like with your baby mum.
I'm going to have lunch with her on Sunday, I think it is.
Because I was just sitting there thinking a lot of this maybe might stem back, because you've never really mentioned her. You only mention your husband, not your past relationships.
Well, only because my son is 35 and the other one's 32.
That's true. I've asked that question all day, to be fair. Been asking it all freaking day, and been sitting there thinking, was this maybe the woman that you could go back to, or maybe not the relationship with your husband, maybe ones before that? Because I'll be honest, you're an older person, so you've obviously had a lot more than 10 years of just a relationship. So that was the question.
Oh, right. So I was married to another man before that, and I had a relationship with a man in between them two. The baby mother, if you really want to know, she left her children when they were very, very young, of her choice, and it was kind of planned, and she went off and had her life and came back when they were old enough, and a bit older and old enough for her to look after them after I had a very serious accident. She came back and stood up and stepped up as a mum and took them and looked after them.
Okay, that's just the only question I wanted to know, because I was sitting there, I was just confused by the whole scenario. Like,
but I was a single parent for a while, and then I married my first husband, and we brought the kids up. I had the accident. She stepped up and took the kids.
can I ask? I know it's personal. Were you straight before?
No, I've always been gay, and so was she, by the way.
Okay. Whatever you decided to do was what you decided to do to have your kids, but it boggled my brain a little bit, thinking how could, it doesn't make, you know what I mean, biology wise.
Yeah.
So I just had to ask questions. You answered it now. I'll get back to looking after my kids.
And the young kids I was talking about at my home address are relatives' kids. They live in the property above a business. And Sophie and Levi decided to dox both addresses, which are the same address, I suppose, but, and tell everybody. And my phone number. And Alicia doxed my phone number, by the way.
Yeah, but can I just give you a bit of advice and actually help you out, because you're really digging yourself a bigger hole here. Like, if you want it, take it. If you don't. It's up to you. But see, with what happened with Claire earlier.
Yeah.
From the outside, no matter that you're in it, it looks really bad. Seeing as she all she was doing, and I think you might even need to go look on them lives, was trying to tell you to stop, and you weren't having it because you were so intent on getting your say that you were muting people and everything to make sure you had that. Now, Stell, you got to admit you shouldn't have done that.
Do you think it was fair for Claire to bring up?
Listen, never mind about that. Your actions in that, in general, never mind anyone else's actions. We're talking about yours.
No, mine was a reaction.
No, but even when that woman come up in that box and was trying to say that you triggered her, and she was trying to explain that you muted her and completely, in that sense, from where I had that feeling for you where I thought you were right, and from seeing that minute, you changed my response to you and many other people because of the way you treated that lady today.
But Justice, she started shouting at me about something I never done. She was trying
to explain to you how she was triggered and you weren't willing to listen. She was trying to explain her DV and abuse and how it was triggering her watching this and the slurs, and you were asked nicely a few times to
Justice, let me answer
your words as well because of TikTok, and you still didn't. You were still saying you were saying bits about human anatomy and everything.
Okay, right. You've had your say, Justice. Let me finish, yeah? That woman started, if you listen to it, yeah, she came up and she went, how dare you talk about people with DV, blah, blah, blah. You don't know what it's like. And I was like, what? Who the hell's? And she started shouting and screaming at me on that live. And I guess I did mute her because I said, look, I don't know you. I don't know who you are. And you've got no right to come up here and accuse me of doing something I've never done. You don't know me. Right? And that is why I don't know where Justice has gone.
Sorry, I was just reading a text message at the same time. I'm still listening.
And that's why, yeah, I I muted her because I don't know her, and she has no right to come up and say, you've said XYZ about a DV situation, how dare you? I didn't say it. That's first of all. Secondly, whoever told you that is causing your triggers, not me. That's not my responsibility.
Did you notice how you incriminated yourself today in everything that you did, from where you've been a good friend to Claire and you stuck beside her? You've then turned around and said that she made you lie and that you've helped pervert the course of justice on somebody that you now believe to be innocent. So then you've gone out, you've made it imply that you've hurt out an innocent person for a friendship as well. Why would you do things like that?
I've done it for a friendship. I did.
Yeah, but again, are you listening to what I'm saying? Why would you hurt somebody that you believe to be innocent? Why would you want to presumably ruin an innocent person's life that you probably don't know?
I do know Richard, and I knew that he would. How do I put this? I knew that once Claire got her own way, which he would give her, yeah, that it would all be settled, and nothing more would come of it.
That isn't the way it came across, though. Could you understand how you made it come across today to a point it looked like if you were doing this in American terms, then you were basically sending an innocent man to prison?
Okay, right. So I knew he wasn't going to go to prison, if that's what you mean.
No, but but to put that on somebody's name, he's now got DV on his record because you helped that. If someone ever does Claire law, that's going to come up on his record, and you believe him to be innocent of that. So he shouldn't have that on his record, really, should he, if you believe that?
Okay, Justice, hold on a minute, yeah. Back up a little bit, yeah.
If you fight for men, where did you fight for that man?
Wait a minute. He was innocent that particular occasion, but Claire has convinced me that there was previous occasions when he was guilty of it. And because he would worm out of it. Yeah, she told me he would worm out of it unless she had a witness. I stood up for her. Right? To get him out of the house, and he's got enough money to get himself a place to live. He's not like, he's earning 15 grand a month, the man. He can afford to get another flat. Yeah? If Claire was put out of the house with 2 young children, where's she going to go? You see what my thinking was?
So why would you jeopardize that when, if all of that comes to light, she could lose everything? Why would you do that just for the sake of TikTok? What about them kids that you were saving once before, but you chose to put in the bin over TikTok?
Okay, you've got a point there. But again, what people are not realizing is that my actions were all reactions to what they've done to me first. I haven't been...
What did them kids do to you?
Not the kids.
But you took it out on them today. You nearly ruined their home and nearly ruined their mum. You took it fully out on them today. Their money, everything. Them kids could go with less and less because you did that today.
Well, maybe the kids are better off with the dad.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Can you actually, do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? And do you see what you're doing? And now you're digging and digging now. How I'm actually trying to help you dig yourself out, but yet you're still digging.
Justice.
You just want me to hand you a shovel.
Justice, are you telling me that a mother should always have the right to children?
Are you telling me that a mother's not best for their children, seeing as that's the womb they grew in? She obviously loves her kids.
Not
Are you telling me as her friend, just because of TikTok, that now all of a sudden she's a bad mum? But when you were saving them and saving their house and saving their money, but because of an argument on TikTok, now she's a bad mum, yeah?
Are you asking me about Claire in particular?
Well, that's what you're basically implying.
I said maybe they'd be better off with their dad, is what I said to you.
You shouldn't do things like that. You could ruin people's lives like this, implying things, okay? Just the implication of it. You said ruined you for 5 weeks. So why, when it happens to you, would you do that to kids?
What if I wasn't strong enough and I ended up unalive?
But no, stop putting it to you. What about them kids? They're innocent.
It was about me, and that's all about it.
Again, what did them kids do to you?
It's nothing to do with the kids. That's Claire's business.
So why would you ruin their home?
That's Claire's business, not mine.
So what was their home to do with your business?
She is their mother, and she should be looking after them, not me. I don't need to.
You should be taking your beef out with her and your personal issue, not on her home, not on her kids, not on her livelihood. If you were proper, mate, and you had balls, that's what you would do. So you lost my respect today, and I'm telling you that's how you lost it. I'm out your box. Have a good day.
Yeah, bye. I did. I did. I took it out on her. If her kids end up being collateral damage because of what she's done, that's not my responsibility. Yeah? Get that through your thick skulls. That is not my responsibility. Yeah? That's like you're saying, yeah, that if a person decides to drink and drive and takes their children with them, and because I didn't stop them, that's my fault. Is that what you're saying? Because it's the same parallel, yeah? It is not my responsibility. She's the parent. She should have looked after them. End of. Not my responsibility. It's my responsibility as Claire's friend to try and help her, which I did. Right? I did. And that's the thanks I got for it. Love the spirit. Yes, I agree with you in a way, but for this particular subject, yeah, it was not my responsibility for what Claire's done in her private life, yeah, and I did warn her against it, right? I told her it was a bad idea, but she went ahead and done it anyway. And what can I do, right? So at the time, the best thing for me to do was to lie to the police and let her keep her children in a safe environment in a house. Today, she put a dagger in my back. She got 3 people in that box to berate me with Alicia, right? 3 of Alicia's friends to come up there, right? And not let me speak. And she kept on muting me so that I couldn't say anything. And she would let every one of them have a say except for me, which means that she was not my friend anymore, right? She had turned her back on me. Lady Savage, you don't know what goes on behind the scenes, okay? So keep your trap shut, yeah? You don't know what goes on behind the scenes between me and Claire, right? You don't know about the text messages, the phone calls, the middle of the night fucking screaming and shouting from her, yeah? You don't know none of that. So keep quiet. None of yous do, in fact. None of yous know about that. Yeah? None of yous know about that. None of yous know what was going on in the background, right? All you see is a bit of drama here on TikTok and think you've all got a right to have an opinion on it. Yeah? Because you're too thick to think for yourselves. You're too, your pea-sized brains, yeah? They're just too full of emotion, you lot, yeah? That you can't actually work out for yourselves. Does STELL actually having a point here? Is there something, is there something in this? No, of course not. It's just, you see a man, so it's got to be the man's fault. End of. It's the man's fault. Always a man's fault. Women do nothing wrong. Isn't it? Women are always the innocent party. Always. Well, wasn't so innocent when I fucking outed her today, was she? And still, the best of it, still nobody's saying anything about Claire telling lies to the police. Where's all your comments about that? Why is nobody saying to me, or saying in the comments, oh, so she lied to the police to get her husband put out the house that night? Nobody's saying that, see? See? Come on then. Oh, look, the comments have stopped now. You see that, Grace? Look, comments have stopped now. Yeah? Why don't you stand above the rest and say, actually, yeah, it was Claire who did this. So Claire's to blame. Claire allowed Alicia to slag me off and call me names on her live, yeah, from the word go. From the very first word, yeah. As soon as my picture came in the box, Alicia attacked me verbally, and I have watched it back. Yeah, I came up to speak to Mark, right, and I've watched it back, and there's Alicia. The first words out of her mouth is, "Oh, that's the person who put my mum's picture up on the internet." She didn't have to say that. She's talking about Tim. They're all talking about Tim. They didn't have to bring me into that. But Alicia felt, yeah, I'll do that. And all I said to Alicia was, shut the fuck up, right? Just shut up, right? I'm not interested in your bullshit. And I got Claire having a go at me for that. What you lot don't know is that behind the scenes, with the phone calls, the taxis, the everything else that has been going on over the last few weeks, other things have been happening. And I've been watching Claire very closely. I've been watching her very closely. Believe you me. You had no right to put children... Oh, shut up. I didn't put the children at risk. Their mother did. Their mother. Are you stupid? She came up with a stupid lie in the first place. Yeah? She came up with it. She went behind my back and did you hear what I said? She did it. She set the wheels in motion and then thrust a phone into a policeman's hand that I was on the other end of and caught me off the hook, right? What am I supposed to say to the policeman? Yeah, well, Richard has been a bad person. He has been, right? In the past, he's shouted at her and screamed at her, you know, and things have happened. And that's between them. That's their marriage. Yeah? You all know Claire. She's opinionated. She's bullshit. She's out there, right? She is able to open her mouth and say that what you're doing, Richard, is not right. And if you don't stop doing it, you can go, whatever way round, yeah? The man has got a job that he's got to protect, a family he's got to protect, yeah? So don't sit there and now change the narrative to, oh, you didn't protect the children. Their mother and father, that's who should have protected them, not me. It's not my responsibility. End of. You understand me, stupid people? It's not my responsibility. My responsibility with other people's children are concerned is if I see a child being abused, if I see something happen to a child that's not right, if I believe something is not right, I would intervene, or I would call the authorities, or the police, or whoever. Yeah, that is where we all as people. Yeah, but in a family situation where you know that there's bollocks going on, yeah, don't sit there and tell me that every one of you takes action against your brothers, your sisters, brother-in-laws, aunties, neighbours across the road, yeah? Yeah? Don't sit there and tell me that you've watched your neighbour coming home pissed at night and they've had a bit of an argy-bargy and you phoned the police every single time. Because not one of you can sit there and tell me that. Not one of you. No, Savage. I came across it by sheer accident today. Purely by chance. I was looking for Mark and Mark was in that box and I went up to speak to Mark and there was Alicia's big mouth. What can I say? What can I say? It's not... End of. You're not sitting here blaming me because you're too stupid to see the truth. Yeah? And the truth is that Claire has been doing things to me behind my back for the last, I don't know, a couple of weeks, right? Ever since this Alicia thing started, I noticed the way she spoke to me about Alicia, the way... All Claire did was she wanted Alicia in that box because Alicia pulls in a crowd. Yeah? That account that she was on today has got practically no followers. She needed Alicia there. And what Claire was thinking, this is the logical truth behind it all, yeah? The logical truth behind it all. Claire was thinking, yeah, get Alicia in the box. She brings in the crowds and they'll all follow her. She'll get her followers to get their account up. And she even told you that. She was there to get the account built up. Yeah? Right. So, shut up, Lady Savage. Right? So, I came in and that seemed to put a spanner in her works. Yeah? And she thought, oh shit, they two are going to start fighting. And she tried to drop me. Then she took my mod powers off me on a joint account. Remember that as well, people. That account was a joint account that me and her used to run together. Yeah? That's why both our pictures were on it. Right? Both our photos were on it. Yeah? And she blocks me out of it and takes away my mod powers. Because she didn't want Alicia to be upset and leave the live, then all the followers would go where? So it wasn't about diamonds or money or whatever, it was about followers. It was about viewers. Right? So, I was just reading the comment there, sorry. Yes, if the parent was if the parent took the children out and they were drink driving, yes, but it's not you. You don't have the right to stop them. You don't have any right to put your hands on them. You can advise them not to. You can try and take the keys off them. You can inform the authorities. You can maybe get a relative to come over and help you. You know, or a friend or something to help you talk the person out of it. But you're not allowed to put your hands on somebody. You're not allowed to do that. You can even take the kids out of that car. I think, yeah. Don't quote me on that. I would say that under them kind of circumstances, you would be allowed to remove the children from that car, and if you do, then yeah, that's good on you, yeah. But you're not allowed to put your hands on that person. So there's an answer to your question. Anyway, getting back to this, what I was talking about, right? It was all for followers and viewers today, and she put that knife in my back because of that. And I don't care about Alicia today. She was the last thing on my mind, to be honest with you. But I'm not going to have her sit there slagging me off, and I don't have the right to reply. And when I go to reply, I get blocked, and I get my account, my account taken off me. Right? Who gave Claire the right to take my account off me? I didn't sit on it since February, to be honest with you. It was both our accounts, lady. We both have that account. We both used it. Right? We both used that account. We both used it as a backup account. Hey ho. She got back. Oh, by the way, don't forget, yeah, she's had 2 accounts banned this week. Ask yourselves that. Why? Why has she had 2 accounts banned this week? And, oh, let me tell you another thing. See this one you're all watching me on now? She got me banned on this one last week. I left her to host on this account, yeah? And I went to sleep. I woke up in the morning, it was blocked, it was banned. For bullying and harassment. There you go. She was the only one on it. She was the one running it. This account you're all watching me on now got a ban for a week for bullying and harassment. Then she got her own 2 done. Her own 2 accounts got done each day in succession. 1, 2, 3. So she went on to the joint account. So how do you run up followers on a joint account when you were trying to run up the followers on your own account, but it's banned? It doesn't make any sense, does it? You don't go into a joint account to run up fucking followers when you're trying to get your own account built up. No, she was trying to keep Alicia in her pocket. It doesn't matter, Justice. The fact is that she got 3 accounts banned in 1 week. Not even I've managed to do that. And believe you me, I'm surprised I haven't. Yeah, love. I watched the thing back, yeah, on that account. I watched it back, and she was actually bullying somebody. She was guilty of it, and on her 2 accounts, she was guilty of it. She was having a go at somebody, right? It's as simple as that. That's not my problem. It's not for me to tell Claire, who's an adult, yeah, how to conduct herself, and it's not for you lot, yeah. It's not for you lot to tell me how to conduct myself or make wild accusations because you don't know the truth. So you just make it up in your tiny little pea brains. What's draining? Well, if it's draining, Justice, on you go. Disappear. It wasn't draining when I used to stick up for you, was it? It wasn't draining when I was always backing you up. So disappear. Let me help you. There you go. Bye. Bye. It's simple. You could have told the police you lied under duress. Okay, love spirit. Nobody's ever asked me afterwards, to be honest with you. Nobody ever said anything afterwards. I was sitting there getting annoyed because in the last few days, that there was lies going around about men's mental health. She pretends that she's there for men, She pretends that she's on men's side against women. She often says that women make up lies. She often says that, not me. She does. And then she's holding this live in a passive-aggressive way about Tim, her manager. Her manager, by the way. Her what do you call it? Her agency manager, right? She lets people disrespect him and say bad things about him. And I noticed, actually, that whenever anybody was saying good things about Tim, she would always say, oh, but hold on a minute, we're talking about a young girl here. Yeah, well, you were talking about a young girl, yeah. But you still don't know the truth about what happened between him and this young girl. Nobody does. None of us. Not even me. I don't have a clue about it. Yeah? I can only take one side, listen to one side, listen to the other side, yeah? And like you lot, I'm guilty of it as well. I'm guilty of it as well, by the way, yeah? I make up my mind and it might be something completely different. So did this all start because you felt that Claire allowed you to be slagged off? No. I've noticed over the last couple of weeks since the Alicia thing started that Claire has been, I don't know what the word is to describe it. Okay, right. I don't know what the word is to describe it, but she's been standoffish with me about the Alicia thing. And then I got slagged off today, and then I had the account removed from me. Yeah, basically. So I was taken off the account. It was both our accounts. We share the account. Yeah, and she blocked me from it in favour of Alicia. Then towards the end of the Tim thing, I came up. I think you were there, Observer. I think you were there when this happened, right? I came up and Alicia was there, just me and her, and that's what it was supposed to be, just me and her having it out. And Alicia then said, yes, I got it wrong. I read the messages wrong. You were never put in prison for DV, which is what she's been saying for 5 weeks, by the way, right? I got it wrong. I said, right, so what about the other part of it? What about the DV in itself? And she said, well, I can't prove it, but the way you're this is what Alicia said, the way you're acting, I believe it's true. Because the way you're acting, I believe it's true. That's your belief. That's not a fact, yeah? So I pointed that out to her. And I said, I want you to tell people and make sure it's clear what part you're saying, yeah, is your belief and which part is a lie. And then Claire let in some woman who accused me of saying all sorts of things and was screaming in my face. Some other person on the bottom, and then there was Devin, and there was another guy, by the way. The guy was asking me to show proof that my husband had died. They wanted me to show proof on TikTok that my husband had died. That's how disrespectful the little bastard was to me, right? Hey, that's what happened to me, Observer, right? And Claire allowed them to date. And when I told him to F off and mind his own business, she kept having a go at me all the time. Don't speak to him like that. How can anyone believe any this when you lied to the police? Because I don't give a damn about the police, to be honest with you. They don't fucking frighten me. Yeah. I've had many run-ins with the police over the years. Yeah, go, that's it. All the screen recorders run and say, oh, Stella's a criminal, has been running with the police many times over the years. I was a landlord of a pub, you clowns. Make sure you get that bit in. Landlord of the pub means that every Saturday night you're going to come in contact with the police. Yeah, Friday, Saturday. Tuesday actually was another night I kept running and having run-ins with them. But that's another story. So, yeah, make sure you screen recorders, make sure you get that, make sure you've got the facts there, yeah? As a landlord of a very, very busy public house, yeah, with lots going on, I had many meetings and many run-ins with the police. Many times. And the job I did before that, I had many run-ins with the police. Yeah, many. Right? Again, that's just part of the job, you know. And part of that job was to communicate with the police, and I don't always agree with their policies. I don't always agree with the way they do things. I don't always agree with the way they conduct themselves. I don't agree with the way they trample over people's rights, you know. But I also don't agree with disclosing rugs. Okay, no one should ask you to prove that. That's right, yeah. But also, I don't agree with you disclosing rugs. Okay, observer, did you also see that she came up and complained about that? And she didn't even take a breath, by the way, right? She didn't even take a breath, right? She actually came up and went, "Are you telling people about my XYZ DR, right? DRs?" And you when you're sitting there with boxes of diazepam, she didn't even take a breath when she outed that. Yeah, not one breath. You know, she didn't even stop. Right? She did exactly the same as me. Exactly the same as what I did. So why am I the bad guy? And that's what my question is today. Why am I the bad guy for doing to them what they did to me? They did it first. I done it afterwards. Why does that make me the bad person? And not one of you better say I should have turned the other cheek. Or two wrongs don't make it right, because that's the same as turn the other cheek. You should have kids with pills she takes. What? You said she shouldn't have the kids. Yeah, 9989. If you want to go and look up Zopiclone on the internet, on the NHS internet site, you will see the effects of that particular thing. And I wouldn't trust anybody with that particular DR around children, not because they're a direct what's the word? They're not a direct what's the word? They wouldn't directly hurt anybody. That's what I'm saying, you know, on it. But it conks you out so much that you wouldn't know what's going on. You know, you're out of it. You're totally out of it, and you don't know what the hell's going on, and you've got two young kids running about the house. Do you take it every night then, do you, love? Because I'm telling you now, and it's my opinion, that if you're on that particular DR, you should not be around, or at least there should be another adult around. So let me get that bit straight, yeah? Somebody responsible should be around if you're taking that stuff. My GP did, Lady Savage, when they told me I wasn't allowed to take it anymore. As an adult with adult sons, living on my own. Observer, actually, I did. I mentioned it to her quite a few times. I asked her to stop taking it, and I advised her to stop taking it. I told her there was better things that she could have done, and better ways to cope with it, and she chose that route, and that's fine. She's an adult; she's allowed to take that route. And I will say that I think some of the time there is another adult in the house. She has two adult sons, by the way. Make that clear to everybody. And I think one of them is kind of around, but not always, but kind of. And so I was just saying, you know, you want to pick on me, right? And don't forget, yeah, guys, like I said, there's been stuff said behind the scenes. There's been stuff said on telephone conversations. There's been stuff said on text messages, yeah, right? There's been private conversations have taken place. Don't forget that, yeah. So yeah, observer, I did voice that several times to her, my concerns with that particular DR. So there you go. Well, love, according to her, she'd only just taken it. According to her, she'd only just taken it, and she claimed to me that she was only taking it for that 1 week under the supervision of a GP. I then find out behind the scenes, by the way, that she has continued to take it. Okay? Oh, listen, Claire can turn on the waterworks quicker than I can get up and turn the kettle on. Let me tell you that. Which reminds me, I need a cup of tea. I was her friend, Savage. I was her friend, and I advised her to stop, and I asked her to stop, and I begged her to stop. I didn't tell her, okay? I told her what the ramifications of that particular DR are. I told her what could happen, what has happened to other people. Right? She's not above human biology, yeah? Because what? You can't legally stop meds like that. It causes harm. I don't think there's a legal part to it, to be honest with you guys. I don't think there's any. We're not talking about a legal part here, unless you mean that. Are you saying it's hard to just stop something? Yeah, but she claimed she only took it for a few days, or a week, or whatever she said, and then I find that she's been continuing to take it. Yeah. First of all, none of us know if the doctor gave her it, and I find it very, very hard to believe that a GP would continually, for 8 weeks, prescribe that particular drug every single night to you, give you 7. Also, when you're on the crisis team register as a self-harming risk, there is no way, right? No way. When I tried to self-harm, all my meds were taken off me, and I had to go once a day to the chemist. Yeah. When I was getting better and I could show that I could be trusted, it went up to every week, and then it went up to every month. Yeah. When I self-harmed. Okay. So there you go. And I know for a fact that if I went to my GP tomorrow and said, "Can I have some Zoclis?" I would be told. I'm telling you this now, and I don't care whether you believe me or not. But my GP would probably physically put her boot up my backside and kick me out of the surgery. There you go. Whether you believe me or not, I don't care. But that's probably what she'd mind you. She's pushed me out before. I'm just going to make a cup of tea, guys. So I'm still with you. I don't know where these faces are gone. You can't get them when you ask. You can't get them when you ask. Wow. I don't know. I just know that I'm not allowed to have them anymore. Because that's what I used, to be honest with you. Yeah. And so I would never be allowed them. Right. I've got other things that I take in large quantities, which are probably just as dangerous. But I'm trusted now. Yeah, I'm trusted. Yeah. And I've already had that mental health breakdown. Right? I've already been on that side of things. Guys, look, I'm sorry if the kettle's bothering you. It won't be long. It's a quick boil kettle. I just need a cup of tea. Right? So I've already been on that. And if anybody has been on that trail, right, if anybody has suffered from DV or had a mental breakdown, right, you know that once you have one, you're prone to having another one, right? And you can't prevent that. You can't stop that. That's going to happen. Anybody who's on the old mental health thing, I mean, I'm free of them now. I don't need that support and help anymore. Yeah. Right. I think I'm big enough to look after myself now. Wee-wees. Come on. Wee-wees. Wait a minute, guys. Sorry about that, guys. So, maybe I do need the support and I don't see it, but that's another story, and I'm not going to go into that. But when I've been through all that, come out the other side, and I try and help other people, right? This is the thanks I get. All these comments in here, right? Telling me I'm a bad person and I shouldn't tell people what to do. I was helping somebody from my own experiences, from other people's experiences. Do you know what? I'm fed up with this person. I'm sorry, guys. I can't see some of your, yes, it is my opinion, yeah. I can't see some of your other comments because that person keeps on making big speeches and I can't see what you're all writing. Is there a way of, like, putting, oh, is this a way of doing it? Maybe this will work better. I can see things now. Did this yourself when you turned, you did this yourself when you turned on everybody? Ah, well, I don't care about that. That don't bother me. So, I've been doing that route and, you know, it's going to happen again, or you're at risk of it happening again. Yeah. I lose my husband. I've got this house to sort out. I've got his financial affairs to sort out. I had the funeral to sort out, right? And I've got problems myself. You know, I'm not like a full bill of health. So I don't know how it was going to affect me. Right? I don't know how this was going to pan out. But I've plundered along for the last year the best way I can, and I do not need somebody like Alicia telling me, right, and remember all this, because do you know what? You're all showing each other. You're all showing, right, what kind of people you are, that you think that me putting up one picture, yeah, is worse than a person bullying me for 5 weeks. Yeah, for 5 weeks, telling people that I unalived my husband. Right, and that's what she did. Simple as that. If you're sitting there saying that what I did was worse, yeah, then you need your head examined. And that's probably why you're all sitting on fucking TikTok, yeah, because you don't have a life. Yes. So keep going with your stupid comments. Right? It's not rage baiting. I'm actually raging right now because of what happened. That's what you did today to a friend. You need to look at yourself. What are you not getting? Look what my friend did to me. Yes, what I did today is today. Look what she's been doing to me for a while. Look behind the scenes, yeah? Look behind, you know, text me, phone call, whatever, right? Our friendship off of this app, yeah? Things weren't right for a long time. And I couldn't put my finger on it until today. When I saw her allowing Alicia to disrespect me like that, when I saw her allowing Alicia to talk the way she did and allowed her the platform just so she could get Alicia's fucking following, that's what it was all about. Let's get it straight here. That's what it was all about. Yeah? Right? To get Alicia's TikTok following. Yeah? Because Alicia will pull in a big crowd. Yeah? She daggered me for that. For TikTok. My supposed friend. You coming in? Yeah? You're sitting there in judgment of me, and I know some of you won't get this, but there's other people here that will get this, right? What I'm about to say, yeah? The cat you can hear meowing in the background, yeah? Is 23 years old, and he's healthy. Yeah? He's alive. He's breathing well. He's nice and clean. He doesn't have fleas. Yeah? Right? 23 years of age. If I'm such a bad person, how come I've got a cat of that age in such good condition? It means I must be doing something right. But I will not let a friend walk all over me like that.
Stella.
Yeah.
We all have an opinion. We're not always allowed to express it, but we have an opinion. And it seems like somebody's miscommunicating.
What do you mean, Grace?
Pardon?
What do you mean, Grace? Somebody's miscommunicating.
Well, it's true. We do all have an opinion. We're not always allowed to express it, but we all have an opinion. and somewhere there is a miscommunication.
Yeah, they've got a wire. They've got a
Everyone is
wireless.
allowed an opinion on a public platform. I never said that nobody isn't allowed to have a public opinion. I just said everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but not always allowed to express it. That's all I said. I haven't said anything detrimental to anyone.
That's a good point you made there, Alicia, under the stairs. You made a very good point. I can't answer that, to be honest with you. I was hoping that I was wrong.
Right, I'll be right back, Stell, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just going off for a minute.
Okay. Listen, I'm happy for you to have an opinion, but make sure you have an opinion when you have all the facts, 100% of the facts, not just one side. Yeah? I'm not going to apologise for... Oh, bugger, what have I done? Yeah. Yeah. What have you got? Oh, okay, Carol's gone. Right? I'm not going to apologise to anybody if you can't understand what I'm saying to you, right? And that is, there was two sides to this story. Get both the sides, and then you can have your opinion. Sent back him whole live and did ask him to be respectful. It was my live, Strawberry. It was my account as well. I can be what I want. And if Alicia is going to keep calling me names, then I am going to keep clapping back. Do you not understand that? Do you not get that, Strawberry? If you keep on clapping at me, if you keep saying things to me, I'm going to keep clapping back. I'm not going to shut up on my own live. I'm not going to shut up on my own account. So get a grip, Strawberry. Stupid. But it was her live regardless of it being a shared account. No, it's a joint account, so it's a joint live, and we use it jointly. That's the oh, by the way, that's the first time, yeah, she's ever used that account without me. Isn't that strange as well? Oh, and who was in the box? Alicia. See what I'm getting at here? I don't care, Strawberry, what you think either. I'm not here to give you advice, right? I'm just telling you, don't fucking come at me until you've got all the facts. Maybe you're right, Alicia Stairs. I won't let her after that, Observer. I sent you a message and I said, if you want to come up and ask any questions or you want to say anything, that's fine. You know, you seem like somebody who's got a bit of brains about you, a bit of intelligence, and would know, you know, how to, whatever the word is, you know, set the questions right. Sorry, Alicia, I missed that one. I know I'm right. I know I'm right. Honestly, take some accountability, because today was not the one, nor is it how to win people round. That wasn't my aim today, Alicia Stairs. It wasn't my aim today. My aim today was to make sure that I got myself heard and told everybody what Alicia, the other Alicia, has been doing for 5 weeks. And at the same time, I was thinking from the start of the live, how that went, how that first interaction went, yeah. I thought, right, today's the day that Claire's going to show me, and I don't care whether you lot see it or not, I don't care whether you disagree with it or agree with it or whatever, right? It was me. This is about me, right? My life, and it was about me, right? How I perceive it, how I see things. And when that first interaction happened, I thought, right, I am now going to see how this pans out to see if my hunch about her has been right. You know? And I really, really didn't want it to be. I really didn't want it to be. Oh, and by the way, right, I blocked Claire. Guess what? She's messaging me on another account. Yeah. Her that doesn't want anything to do with me. But she's messaging me on another account pretending to be somebody else. She thinks I'm stupid. She slipped up and said something that only me and her knew about. So, next. What pronouns did you miss? Because you never know. Observer could be wrong. Just saying. Observer, you could be wrong. You never asked. Well, you see, I'm going to use that as an example. And I'm not getting at anybody here. Just as an example, right? That person is talking about pronouns or whatever, and what they didn't ask me directly, which they should have done. But Observer corrected them. And he didn't even know. Right? Oh, sorry, I should say they didn't know, because I don't even know if Observer's a he. Well, actually, I do, but that's another story. But I don't know the pronouns, so I should say they. And they answered for me. And so that person now is going to go away saying he. It is he. But I'm just using that as an example of how TikTok works, yeah? One thing said, and then they all run away, and it's got to be true. I wasn't getting at you, Observer. I was just using that as an example, you know? That how somebody says something and it must be true. You didn't ask me. I'm not GAY, but my husband was. All right, love heart. Don't get the nickels in a twist. I was just using that little conversation there as an example. Is that okay? I don't know, Observer. You know what I'm talking about. It just works. Actually, it's the other way around, to be honest, but that's what he used to say to me all the time. Or he would say to even family members. He came from a Irish family. And he wasn't out to everybody. I know that, love heart. I wasn't having a go, and I did say that right at the start. I'm not having a go at anybody. I was just using what you and Observer were talking about as an example of how things run away on TikTok. It came at the right time just to use that as an example. I wasn't having a go at you or Observer. Strawberry. Why don't you go and ask yourself, was it right how Claire treated me first? When you can answer that to yourself honestly, then you'll know what my answer is to your question. Observer came up today and was very respectful and spoke to a couple of my friends, and I said to him, they are real friends. They're friends off the app as well. And they were probably doing it coming from the right place, you know. Observer was right in what he said, had it been just normal TikTok people. So yeah, he was very respectful, and they came up, and I just said to him that they were real friends that wouldn't stab me in the back. Strawberry, what do you mean she didn't do anything to me? Have you not listened to what I fucking said? The first thing she did was mute me, put me down to the chat, and said, I don't want you and Alicia fighting and arguing on this live because this is about Tim. That was after Alicia had said lots of bad things about me, and I didn't have the right to reply. I didn't even get the chance to reply. So I brought myself back up again onto my account, my shared account with her. Yeah. And it carried on, and it carried on like that, and it carried on like that. And I was watching what was going on. And when she brought up 3 Alicia allies, yeah, when she brought them 3 people up to have a go at me, one of them I don't even know and had nothing to do with, and what she accused me of was a load of shit, yeah, right? So that's why she got muted. Then Claire had a go at me for muting her. I said, no, I'm not interested in what she's got to say. This isn't about her DV. This is about what Alicia's been saying about me. This was supposed to be just me and Alicia, right, thrashing it out about what she said about me. Not this woman who's coming up saying, I'm triggered, I'm triggered. I get triggered every fucking day in this app. You don't see me running to other lives and saying, I'm triggered. Right? And she brought up more people to have a go at me. So, what part of that, Strawberry, do you not understand?
Hiya. Just so I understand fully what's going on, right? So, basically, you was in a live today with Claire and whoever else, right? And from what I'm getting from you, certain people in the boxes you felt were attacking you or whatever, and you felt that Claire, as your friend, should have backed you up and not allowed that to happen. Am I right? Is that what happened, or am I missing?
That's right. Yeah, basically, yeah.
Right, okay, which I agree with. If someone's your friend, it don't matter if you're friends with all the parties involved, you stop it happening in your life because they're all your friends. So I do agree with you there. I would be pissed as well. So what did you then directly do straight after that happened?
Nothing. The live continued along the lines of Tim and what Tim had done. Right? And I was the one that were in the chat. I went on for another hour. Alicia kept making snidey little comments to me.
Right.
It was continued to be ignored when she said it to me. But if I said to her, shut up, Alicia, I was getting put down.
So was this, so you fired up your own live after that live and then Alicia came into your live?
No. What happened is on that live, so then Claire said, right, we're going to shut the Tim thing down and we're going to let Alicia and Stell thrash this out. Yeah.
Right.
And we're going to get to the bottom of this. Alicia and me were talking to start with. Alicia then said, what I said about you was not true. Partly, right? Part of it. You did not go to prison for unaliving your partner. I said, thank you. Now, what about the rest of it that you said? And she was being typical Alicia, yeah, to get the views in, right? Being a bullshit, brassy self again, right?
Yeah.
I'm not backing down on this one. I'm not backing down on this one. And then this woman came up that I've never met before, never spoken to before, and she starts screaming at me, yeah? How dare you talk about DV? How dare you say this? You don't know what it's... And I muted her. I said, hold on a minute, I'm not having this. Who the fuck are you, right? I
Yeah.
muted her. And Claire went, that was bad. She's come up here because she's triggered. That was bad. You should let her speak. Let her speak. I said, no, this is about me and Alicia.
I agree with that.
About
I do
us.
agree. Yeah. So
Right.
far, I agree. She, you know, because she's your friend. She's not this woman's friend in the box who just jumped up.
Who just jumped up. And then she brought in Gropey or whatever his name is. Grumpy or whatever, I can't remember his name. Somebody else, another person. And then she brought in, what's his name? Well, somebody remind me of his name. I can't remember his bloody name. He's always with Alicia. Devin.
I mean, I mean, you don't really need to remember everyone anyway. So, how did that live
It's
end?
important. So it's important, right?
Oh,
so
okay.
Devin then starts screaming at me. I said to him, shut up. Don't talk like that, Stella. Be respectful. What? Tell him to shut up while he's sitting there screaming and shouting at me, right? No, it's nothing to do with you. This is Alicia. Say what you were going to say, and then everybody talked over Alicia, so I couldn't hear it. I said, "Will you stop?" Right? All of you stop. I want to hear Alicia saying it. Yeah. Alicia started talking. They all talked over her again. I still didn't hear what she said. Then this Devin saying, no, you're trying to back her into a corner. I said, no, what I'm trying to do is I don't need to go looking through all my devices, yeah, to what she said. I want her to admit to what she said and then to admit that it was wrong, yeah? The second thing, right?
Right.
And then Claire said, well, we are speaking for her. So I then said, you be very careful, Claire, right? You've just crossed the line now. And she said, well, what do you mean? Well, what do you mean? Right? And this is, don't forget, this is my account as well. She blocked me from it. So I went and done the same. I went on there quick and I blocked her from it and she got kicked off and I started running it, yeah? She did it back to me. So the whole live went down. So then I fired up my own live.
Right, yeah.
Claire came in with Alicia. Oh, but this is all getting out of hand. I said, no. For weeks I've asked you to sort this out, right? I wanted you to play the voicemail from the alleged, and I'm going to say alleged victim because there was no victim in the original argument, the one that Alicia keeps going on about, yeah? Play the voice note to Alicia, give it to her or whatever else because that person sent it to you to tell you I done nothing wrong, right? Stella did nothing wrong. It was somebody else who was shit stirring and went and told Alicia a pack of lies. That's what the message says. Right. And me and my friend, who are friends as well as Claire, but this is the second friend, yeah? We are friends off TikTok. We are neighbours. We come from the same area. We've grew up together. Yeah, we know each other's families. Yeah, we had an argument off TikTok that suddenly somehow, right, everybody could see we weren't talking and was asking questions. And you know what we're like, we're a mouse, yeah? We go, oh, well, she's a bitch, right? And I'm not talking to her anymore. And, oh, he's a CUND, I'm not talking to him anymore. And people start making up stories. And that's what this little girl did. She made up a story and ran to Alicia with it.
Right,
So
okay.
That's what started it all, yeah?
So
I said,
in response to Claire, like you feel Claire letting you down and not having your back, what was your first sort of thing you done back in return to her then? What did you do?
Oh, so when she came back up and she started defending Alicia again, I said to her, oh, so you want to hear the truth? Because she was going on about the truth. I said, well, let me tell you the full truth, yeah? What about when you asked me to lie to the police about your DV? And that's when everybody went mad in the chat. What do you mean? What do you mean? None of yous know about it. Nobody knew about it except for me and Claire, yeah? The text messages between the two of us, yeah? The phone calls between the two of us, right? The plan that she had made to get her partner kicked out the house, yeah? The big plan that and I told her not to do it, and she just went ahead and done it. And then when the police turned up at the house, she thrusted the phone in the policeman's hand, and I was on the other end of it. What am I supposed to say? She's lying?
No, I get that. See, from my point of view, and this is only my point of view, I'm not saying I'm right, wrong, whatever. Just from my point of view, who don't really know any of you personally, do I think what you done in response was right? Me personally, I wouldn't have done it. But at the same time, Claire, being your friend, She's an adult, and she should have realised that by sort of falling out with you and not having your back publicly, there is a risk that some stuff might come back out, you know? So she does need to take responsibility as well as you for what has happened since, you know?
I have done. I've said what I did, and I'm not ashamed to say what I did. Right? I was angry that I was angry that right before my eyes, she had put a dagger in my back, yeah, and took Alicia's
Well, you
side.
felt hurt. At the end of the day,
I was hurt. I was damn well hurt.
Which I get.
When I say that, I had tears in my eyes, observer. I had tears in my eyes when I heard her saying, and when she was there saying, well, the truth will come out. I said, okay, the truth will come out. All of it will come out now. How dare you?
Well, yeah, because once you're hurt, that's it. All gloves are off. You feel like you've been publicly humiliated. Do I agree with what I saw today? No, I do. The comment that worried me, which I do think you should take back, but it's up to you, was because I don't think you meant it the way it came out. But when you said the kids are collateral damage, that's
yeah,
just
obviously I didn't mean it like that. What I was trying to say was that she's the parent and she should have thought about what was going to happen. You know, it's not on me to think of all that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, hold on a minute. Let me just reply to this person in the comments. No, I'm not saying women should know the risks. You're twisting it. What I'm saying is, if you're friends with someone, right, obviously you're going to know secrets on each other, yeah? So if you fall out with them, you're going to know that there's a risk that they might out any secrets they know of you. That's what I'm saying. Don't twist it as in women should expect it. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying men or women, if you're close friends with someone, yeah, and you fall out with them, of course there's a chance that any secrets they might know are going to come out, you know? So you've got to be careful with who you trust and who you fall out with, because that's what happens.
I would say women are the worst for that. Women are the worst for that. Women will use that type of thing. They'll use your secrets against you today, and so will gay men.
Oh, God. Well, me as a gay man myself, yeah. I mean, this is why I don't judge people, because I've had my fair share of drama on here, believe me. Char, what is weird, though? Come up in the box, then, because you've obviously got some kind of opinion. What is weird about that? There's nothing weird in what I'm saying. If you're friends with someone, yeah, and you fall out and it gets ugly, of course there's a chance that anything you've told them in confidence might come out. That's just
Hello,
human
observer.
nature. Oh, hello, Grace. Sorry, love, I didn't see you dumping there.
I changed my picture, darling.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see anyone come up in the box. You made me jump, love.
Oh, I'm sorry, love.
That's all right.
I got a pussy cat. Well, a pink pussy cat at
Your
that.
pussy cat to yourself, love. I'm not into that, sweetheart.
I'm not saying a word.
No, I just want to know why Char is saying it's weird. I don't understand what's weird about what I've said.
Yeah, so women are the first ones to use that type of thing as a weapon, and so are gay men. Sorry. So if you tell a gay man a secret and then you don't go and stab them in the back, then it's going to come out. And the same thing if I did that to her, right? Which, by the way, remember what happened, yeah? She said, how dare you tell people about my Zopiclone addiction when you're sitting there with boxes of diazepam? She didn't even take a breath when she said that.
No. Char, if you think that's weird, then I'm sorry, but there's no help in your love. Because it's not weird, it's just human basic fucking relationships. You know, when you're hurt, yeah, you want to lash out and hurt back. And if you know something that's damaging to that person, of course you're going to bloody out it. You know, there's nothing weird about that. So I don't get what point you're trying to make here.
I've done it
How
to my
is
mum.
it weird? It's not weird at all.
I done it to my mum. She annoyed me one day, so I told my granny what she had done, that she had done something she shouldn't have been doing, and
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just, you know, it goes back down to when you were kids. You know, it goes from childhood up to adulthood. People want to hurt each other, and the best way to do that is by outing any secrets you know.
Can I say something, please?
Of course you can, love.
A lot of it seems to be he said, she said. And to my opinion, somebody's twisted it so much that they blew it all out of proportion. Now, whether you agree with me on that, I don't know. But it just seems that it's all been blown out of proportion.
Oh, God, it is, yeah. because there's real feelings involved. That's why they were obviously proper friends, right? He got hurt because he felt like his friend didn't have his back when he needed it.
Yes.
So he's then lashed out and it's gone out of control. You
Well,
know?
the point of the matter is, yes, we're all adults. Fair enough. But the point is, if someone hurt one of my friends, I'd be standing there because I'd have their back. I wouldn't be pointing a knife at it.
No, of course not. Cha, I agree with you. I personally wouldn't do it either. But what
No.
I'm saying is, people do that. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's like me. The stuff I tell my close friends, I know in the back of my head, there's a chance that if things went bad, they could out it. Am I saying they would? I don't know. But I'm saying there's a chance it could happen. You know, I personally don't do that, but people do that.
And also, for every action, there is a reaction, observer.
Right.
Well, of
Mine
course
was
there
a-
is.
Mine was a reaction.
And that is, Stella's was a reaction. I agree with him there. It was a reaction. Do I agree with some of the stuff he's said and outed? No, because I believe it weren't deep enough for that yet. But at the end of the day, people react how they react. You know, I'm not going to judge him over it because
No.
it's down to him. It's his life, his friendship. You know, he deals with it how he deals with it. Can I understand his anger? Yes, I can, because I would have felt like I was let down as well. You know?
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, Stell's never done anything to me. I've always been polite with him. I've always said, hi, how are you? Yeah, he has good days and bad days, just like the rest of us. You know, we can't be all happy, smiley, or the world is going to be jolly today. No, it ain't. But yes, I understand with some of what he said, because he's hurt.
Of course, and when you're
It's-
hurt, you lash out.
Yeah, of course you do.
You know, but the question is, where does he go from here? And in my opinion, I believe, right, well, you should let things calm down, and then I think you should phone and speak off of the app. And if you can't get past it and be friends, then just agree to have a mutual respect for each other and avoid each other on the app and go your own way. You know,
Yeah.
before it gets any worse, because stuff like this can lead to very, very dangerous situations, and you don't want to
Yes.
get into that. You know?
No, of course you don't. Of
Definitely.
course you don't. I mean, I don't know what any of you. And
Who
I'm
is this Queen Unstable? Is she saying that to me? People like you, oh, we understand. What is wrong with you, darling? What honestly is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Honestly, I hope that's not at me, because there is nothing wrong, right, in being a grown-up and trying to see 2 points of view, darling. It's people that only see one side of stuff that are the problem.
Yes. And like I've always said, there are two sides to every story. Yet they're all. They're
And
all
Strawberry,
carrying on
sorry, Grace, I have to say things when it comes in my head, otherwise I forget.
Okay.
Strawberry, I've never once said I agree with his behaviour, because I don't. I do think it went too far, it's too deep. But what I do understand is his anger, what led to him doing that. I don't agree with his behaviour, what he said and done, but that's not for me to judge. That's him, he's an adult.
No,
But what I am
exactly.
saying is I understand where his anger came from. You know?
I think what they're all trying to say is that Stell should have been the bigger person and just walk away
Well, that's the thing. I
and
was
not
sick of
say
being-
nothing.
I was sick of being the bigger person.
Exactly. Both me and Observer, both understand where you were coming from. You were hurt, you
Every
were
time I stood
angry.
up and walked away, yeah, they made me look like a fool every time, yeah. And Strawberry, I'm going to tell you something, right? When you're talking about I shouldn't have outed Clear, right, because it was her private business, yeah. If you get your facts right, I outed Clear while I was discussing my private business. How I was asked to lie to the police by her. What happened to me? So again, it's collateral damage, yeah?
But
She
hang
gets
on a
gassed
minute
up.
as well. To these people in the comments that are saying, oh, but she didn't do anything for him to react like that. Yes, she did. She did. Because as a friend that you've known personally, yeah, you don't allow people to gang up on that person. You don't allow it. You know, if you can't talk to each other respectfully, then you end the life. Simple as, you know, because as a friend, you do have a duty of care to that person, you know. But to me, it sounded like Claire was siding with the other people. This is just from what I've heard today. And Stella was on his own out there, you know. So in that respect, yeah, she did. She let him down as a friend. Well, and that's how he took it, regardless. That's how he took it. I don't know her, so I don't know what person she is. I don't really know Stella that well either, only on here. You know,
Yes,
but if I was in that position and people were shouting at me and blah, 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 and then Claire was telling me off, oh, damn right, I'd be fuming. Of course I would, because you're publicly humiliating me in front of people. You know, do I agree with how Stella then reacted in his own life? No, I don't. You know, but that's his business. But can I understand why he was angry? Absolutely. If that's what happened, then I understand his anger. You know? I'm just going by what's being said in here.
Yeah, I'm going to add to that, yeah? Right, so I'm talking
Exactly,
about...
Elsie. Exactly, I agree with you 100%.
Right, I was talking about what I done, yeah? For her as a friend, yeah? And so for you to get what happened, I had to admit, yes, I lied to the police for her. Yeah? Otherwise, if I said Claire got me to lie to the police, you'd all be saying, well, what did you lie about? What was it about? What did you tell the police lies about? And why did she ask you to do it? All the inquest, so I just told you so. She got me to lie to the police and say that her partner hit her.
Well, this is it. And the thing is, I agree with what they're saying, right? I wasn't there. So, yeah, I didn't see it from my own eyes. But what I'm saying is my opinion is solely based on what I've heard from everyone in here today. That's it. You know, if it did come out it was different, fair enough. Then obviously I'll have a different opinion, you know. But based on just what I've heard in here, that's what my opinion is based on. You know, if it was different to what we've been told, then obviously I would have a different opinion. You know, but I can only go by what I've witnessed in here.
But even in the comments, it seems like everybody's picking on Stell, and it's not fair. Yeah, he was hurt. Yeah, he was upset. But then so would anybody. But somebody needs to take responsibility for what happened today.
Yeah.
The people involved need to take responsibility for what happened today. Claire was hosting a live that had nothing to do with this beef between Stell and Alicia, right? Alicia was in the box talking about Tim Cole, right? Let's be really honest. We're talking about Tim Cole. And Stell, we're friends, but you jumped up in the box and you started ranting at Alicia.
No.
And numerous times Claire said, "Do not." I'll play it, shall I? Because I've got it. It's on FYP Enders. People, it's on FYP Enders. It's in 3 parts, and you can hear Claire over and over and over again saying, "Please, I don't want this on my live. Please, Stell, if you're going to talk about this, stop swearing, stop using bad language, because you're going to get my last account bananaed." Over and over and over again, Claire was begging you to stop. You kept. Should we listen? Should we listen to what you were saying? Yeah. Let's listen.
We'll play it right from the start.
Right, let's listen. Let's listen.
Statistically, what's happening to women? Stay away from me. I don't want to be your mate.
That's Alicia saying, "Stay away from her."
No, play it from the start.
Listen.
You fancy me?
No, I don't fancy you.
Play it from the start. Right, play it from the start.
I'm playing this video and then I'll play you the rest.
Stella, I swear
play it
to
from the
God, I
start.
swear to God, if I get bananas on this.
Right, Red, if you're not going to play it from the start, yeah, you're not coming up again. That was that was absolutely ridiculous what you just did. Play it from the start, because it will show that from the start, I came up on the live to speak to Mark, yeah, and straight away the first words that were uttered was Alicia saying, "Oh, that's the person that put my mother's picture up, my dead mother's picture up on TikTok." That's what was said, the first words out of her mouth, and I said, "Shut up," yeah. What you just played there,
she
Red.
did say she was going to play it afterwards. She did say she was going to play it.
No. She was doing a narrative there. Play it from the start, at the start. Red.
Red, if you've got it from the very beginning, come up and play it from the very beginning, because I would like to hear it. I've got to be honest. I do want to hear it.
Right from when
I'll do my own live, and I'll play all the clips that are on the FYP. Okay.
Oh no, we want to see.
No, if you don't want me to play them still, right?
I'll
do it
play
in my own
from
live.
the squad that I came up.
I can only play what is available on the FYP right now.
Right. Then don't make out that that's the truth.
Well, it is the truth if it's there.
So run your
Has
own
Claire
life.
got the replay, Red?
No, I'm asking you to respect. I didn't want to do this on my platform. You know that I've been... Stell, I swear to fucking God.
Then you respect me, Claire. I asked that
No,
question.
you respect me. This is not my argument.
Right.
She said it over.
That was my live, Red. That was my live you just played. That was the live that I started. Play it right from the start when I came up to speak to Mark. Or don't play it at all. Right? Because you're trying to run some sort of narrative now. Yeah?
Whose
Play it
live
right from
was
the start.
that happened in? Was it Claire's?
Yeah. No.
Who
does that say the host is? Who does that say the host is?
Yeah, that bit was actually me.
Is her box not lighting up when she's talking?
You're not being respectful. You're not respecting the fact that I want you to use TikTok safe language so I don't get another banana. Because if I get a banana in this one, I can't go live for a week.
Right. I
Play
asked
it
Alicia
from
a
the
question and
start.
you're not respecting.
Still, it's I just did play it from the start of these lives
No,
that
you
I've got on the
didn't.
FYP enders. Oh my God! Don't right.
Red.
Watch. Look right from the start.
No, that's not the start either.
They're not got the replay of this live. Whoever's live it was, have they not got access to get the replay of it?
Right, Red, that was not the start either, because when we all started, there was 9 boxes. Yeah, no big boxes. There was 9 boxes. There was Mark, and then John went down. Right. Right. Where does
You're not being very respectful, muting me. Remember, that's what you said to Claire when she was muting you.
Yeah, I was muting that because you're trying to play a false narrative here with that.
How is it false when it's your voice and Claire is begging you to use TikTok-friendly language and respect her platform?
Can you bring up Michelle? Apparently she's got the full recording still. Can you bring up Michelle? She's got the full recording apparently.
Right, Michelle, have you got the full recording from the very first moment I came up when there was 9 boxes? Coffee cup was in the box and dropped down to let me in. Have you got that recording? If you've got that recording there, then by all means play it. And you will hear Alicia having a go at me straight away, and I told her to shut up.
She made a flippant comment and you went ham.
Oh, so she made a flippant comment. That's the person that put my dead mother up on
Yes,
TikTok.
that is what she said. And do you know what? If you put my dead mum on TikTok, I'd be doing more than shouting you on a live, let me tell you. If anyone put my dead mum up on TikTok.
You can see how two-faced you are.
What, so you think that...
Right, so there you go, observer. Reg just admitted that the first comment was aimed at me, right from the word go. Right from the word go, just by me coming up to speak to Mark. Alicia made the first move.
But is Red not your friend? Is Red your friend?
No, well, Red's one of these people, she flip-flops between people.
I do think you should allow her to carry on talking though, Stell, because it's not doing you any favours. Keep muting and blocking them.
Only if she no, because she keeps playing. Do you know that clip she's playing where we're all doing one side of the thing and Claire's in the big box? Yeah, that was an hour into the live. That was when the argument started, and then Claire brought up these other people. Right after that, Claire started bringing up all these people. That's why they all became on the side of the thing, right? So Red's not showing you a true image of what actually happened. If Michelle has got it right from the start, right, when I came up and Red's just admitted that Alicia started it, not me. Red just told you all that.
Will you let Michelle up then? Because she said she has got it from the beginning. So she's... Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Hi.
Hi, love. You all right?
I'm fantastic. I was camtoing the live from Claire's live in the morning through to the next live she did, to your live, to you being discontinued, to you starting again, because we couldn't believe what was coming out your mouth.
I don't care. We're not asking for your opinion. We're asking, do you have
No, I'm saying absolutely every word that was said, I've got recorded and downloaded.
So do you have where I came into the box and Alicia started on me?
Alicia didn't start on you.
Well, Red just said she did.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
And
Yes, she did.
With the greatest
Did
respect,
Red just say
at that point, there is me and 400-500 other audience.
Well, there you go. Red, Observer, did you just hear Red say that?
No, right, I've got to be honest now. You're slowly starting to lose me now, because I was listening to what she was saying. You've got to allow people to speak, even if you don't agree. You've got to do it out of fairness, still, because you're proving people's point now. You know,
you're sitting there lying.
Yeah, but then you have to. Then what you do is you allow her to finish, and then you counteract that with your version of it. That's how it works. It's a conversation. You can't just dictate.
Red has just told you that Alicia started it. So that Michelle just called Red a liar.
Yeah, but that's her opinion. Let her have her opinion, and then you then can have yours after, and you can counteract it.
But I don't want opinions. I want facts. I want facts. I want.
Yeah, but for her, that is the fact. You know, everyone's facts are their own, you know. So for me, something might be fact, but it might not be fact for someone else. But that's why you have a conversation and you get to the root of it. You can't just chuck people out still. I'm not having a go at you. I'm trying to help you. You know?
I know, Observer, but the thing is, right, we asked for the facts. We want that clip, right, where I walked into the box the first time and Alicia had a go at me.
Right, you've got Strawberry that wants to come up now. Are you going to be able to have a conversation, or are you just going to kick her?
Who's that?
Strawberry. I don't know who she is or who he is.
I don't know who they are as well.
But you do have to allow these people to have an opinion still. Otherwise, what's the point in coming live? You might as well close your boxes and just play a recording.
Because all they're doing is coming up saying what you said to Claire, what you said to Claire. We want to know what started it. Yeah? I want them to show what actually started it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's what you want. But you have to realise other people in here have got their own agendas as well of what they want to find out. So, you know, you can't just dictate it one way. You can't. It's not fair. You have to allow people to say stuff you don't agree with, you know, to make it fair.
And after they prove who started it, then they can say what they want. All I want them to show is who started it. If they can't be honest and say who started it, what's the point of them being up here telling what they think happened? Think happened and what actually happened are two different things.
Right, I just think it's up to you, but I just believe you should allow people to speak, right, wait till they're finished, then you then respond with what you believe happened, and then eventually you will get to the truth, but you won't have people on your side if you're going to shut people up. You know, because that's not fair. But that's using you're taking advantage then of the situation of you having the power. You know, and you can't do that when it's something like this. You need to allow people to say how they see things, whether you agree or not. You have to allow it. You do have to allow it. You know, or don't come live. You know, it's just about fairness still. And if you want people to see it from your point of view, then you're going to have to learn to hear other people's point of views as well. You know, it works both ways. How would you like it if say I done a live and I was discussing something of your business? How would you like it if I wouldn't give you the right of reply? It would be horrible and frustrating, wouldn't it?
This is hold on a minute. How do you do this? If they want to show what started it and then what they want to say. Right? Now, Red said she had it from the start, and that's all I asked them to do. Show the start, then you can say what you want. That's all I asked you to do. Show who started it, right? It wasn't me. I came up in the box.
Right, this is easily solved. Michelle, are you still in here, love? And if you are, have you got it from the very beginning, the recording? If you have, please come up, right? And I promise Stell won't drop you out, because if he does, I'll go mad at him and he won't want that. Right, so come up. Play it from the very beginning, and then we will hear for ourselves who started it. That's it. Simple. Do you agree with that, Stell?
Yeah.
Right. Where is she then? Is she still here? Michelle, are you still here, love? Save us from this, please, darling. Right, don't block Justice, Stell, because she genuinely was trying to help you earlier. I know you didn't agree with how she done it, but she was having good intentions.
I actually have a lot of time for Justice, and she knows it. And today she was having a go at me, so
Thank you, Strawberry Love.
I do have a lot of time for Justice, and I have helped her out, and I have been on her side many times.
Justice is very good. I tell you what, she don't miss a trick. You can't fool Justice. She will call out bullshit the minute she senses it. Hopefully Michelle will come back. I can't believe you bloody kicked her out still. That really annoyed me, that did.
How do you get them back again?
Char, I don't know, but that's obviously a strong point for Stell. So if we can get past that bit, then maybe we can move on to the next bit. But Stell wants it out there who started it first, so let's get that out there and done, and then that's it. We can move on to something else. Oh, no problem, Justice, love. I've got a lot of time for you, hon.
I do actually like Justice. I do, and she knows that.
Oh, okay, Red. No worries. Listen, I don't know any of you. I'm just trying to figure this out, you know. Michelle said she had over 7 hours of the footage, so I just presumed she had it from the start. Like, I didn't witness any of it.
Right, Red, yeah, you've already said that Alicia started it, and the clip that you're showing is after we spoke about Tim, when it all blew up. And I appreciate that you've done that, yeah? But I want you to make that clear that what you were showing was after the conversation about Tim Cole, yeah? And how me and Alicia was supposed to thrash it out between us and not bring other people up into the box.
Are you going to allow Strawberry up still?
I don't know who they are.
I don't know who they are, but I mean, if they're whatever, you can always do what you do best and boot them out, but at least give them a chance. They might have something relevant, you don't know.
Oh, did they come up?
No, but you just invited me up again. I can go live myself, and then you'll have no control over it whatsoever. It's up to you.
Red, I asked you to show when I came up into the box.
And I said I can only show what is on the FYP, because it is on the FYP now, still.
Yep, I bet you it is.
Right.
Right,
Alicia was in the box. You weren't. I was in the box. It was Claire's live talking about Tim Cole.
That's right.
Right. Alicia came up in the box and she was talking about Tim Cole. Then you came up in the box knowing that you've got beef with Alicia, knowing that it would be antagonistic. You came up in the box and all Alicia mentioned was the fact that you posted her unalived mum on a video.
So she started it. Yes or
no? Well, no,
no,
you started it by posting her dead mum on a video still, which was fucking out of order.
But what about the 5 weeks that I've had of her telling people that I unalived
that none of us have seen? That none of us have seen.
Well, go and ask her. She admitted it today. She had actually admitted it today that she done it. Didn't she, Observer? And she admitted she got it wrong. Observer was there.
Yeah, to be honest, I'll be honest. If I heard it, I'd say I don't remember what she said. There was a lot of shouting going on. I only came in partly on your live. I didn't see anything else before that. Yeah. But if she said it, then it'll be recorded.
Observer, look on FYP Enders. There's 3 parts of that live. It doesn't catch the beginning. Right, it doesn't. I'm getting I'm getting it clipped and sent to me as soon as possible. As soon as that live's that part,
well, whose
that
live
beginning
was
part.
It? Because surely they've got access to the replay.
It's Claire's savage Stell's friend.
Right?
The one that Stell threw under the bus purely because Claire was telling Stell to shut the fuck up, stop swearing, stop using bad language, and to allow everyone to talk. Because if you're going to have an argument, right, have a civil one and all speak, all have a chance to speak. That's all Claire was asking. I dropped out of it because it got so stressful.
Did you not send me a message saying she's got Looky Pookie back up in the box again? Or back in the line? Did you not send me a message?
You've all had Looky Pookie in the boxes, to be fair.
No, I haven't. Since I booted him that time, I've never let him back in any of my accounts.
Red.
Isn't that an account that you and Claire share, as you kept on saying? It's you're both your account.
Red, darling, have you got a second device that you can play something on?
Yeah, I'm doing that now.
Right. Well, apparently, Who's Lying on YouTube has got it from the very beginning.
I'm looking, but I can't find this Who's Lying.
Right.
Give me a second.
Right, she had no reason to do that. I wanted to talk to Mark. Yeah? So Alicia had no reason to have a go at me about that.
Susie Jane said she can play it now.
How do I find this Who's Lying? Can you tell me what the name of the video is, people, in the comments?
Alicia didn't leave the box. She stayed in the box and she was actually having a go at Mark, if I remember rightly. And I came up to talk to Mark. Remember, yeah, we share that account, Red, yeah?
Yep, so you both said.
Right, and every time Alicia was allowed to, if you listen to all the live, you'll see Alicia was allowed to say something, but the minute I clapped back at her, I was told to shut up and use TikTok language and all the rest of it, yeah? Talking over me every time I wanted to answer Alicia back. You've even played it yourself. So that's why Claire got, and you yourself, Claire, Red, right? You sent me a message saying, "Oh, I can't put up with this. Looky Pookie's in the chat."
Absolutely,
thing.
absolutely. That was the last time. Yep, absolutely, I did, and I dropped out the live.
So why she's unblocked him, I don't know. By the way, observer, Looky Pookie is a convicted.
She's got 3 different accounts, though, isn't she?
I blocked him on that account, Red. I blocked him on it. She has let him back in.
I do have to say though, I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but
I didn't see Lukey Pookie in the live today, I'm not going to lie.
I do have to say that you should never bring up people's relatives, either side. I'm not saying just you, Stella, I'm saying anyone in general should never bring up people's past relatives. That's just sick, in my opinion. That really is. That's going
do you know what, Observer? That is between Stell and Alicia, right?
Yeah,
so they were hashing it out. It's got nothing to do with Claire and it's got nothing to do with me, which is why we didn't get involved. I'm not going to defend somebody, whether I'm friends with them or not, on something that I don't agree with, right? I don't agree with it. I'm not going to say that my friend did right on that one, because I don't think it is right. And at the same time, when a friend, like on a live, man, right? If you honestly, I don't know the ins and outs of what happened, right? As far as, you saying that she's asked you to do this, that and the other, right? So
you did know about that.
I didn't know. I did not know.
I told you about it. I said I feel uncomfortable with all this. I did speak to you about it. Who's playing music?
No, I was looking at. I see a Who's Lying thing, so I was just looking at.
I spoke to you about it, Red, and I said I feel a bit uncomfortable. She wants me to do a statement for the courts to get the non-molestation order. You remember that conversation? And I said,
there was loads of conversations about non-molestation orders.
How I left it was, you write it, I'll sign it for you.
No, I didn't know. I promise you I didn't know that. I swear on my kids' lives I didn't know about that. May my children unalive this second if I knew about that. Absolutely no, I didn't.
Well, sometimes I say things to Red, she never listens to me, by the way. She does it
Oh my God, you sound like somebody I know saying that.
It's true.
Yeah.
I could be sitting chatting away for ages and
that ain't gaslighting. That ain't gaslighting, is it? Still, thank you for that.
Do you listen to me every time, Red? Be honest.
Right now, I'm struggling.
Right. Sometimes you're doing the dishes and you just leave the phone on the side, or you're doing the housework and you leave the phone on the side. True or false?
Has anyone got this bloody recorded? I ain't got.
I'm looking right now. It's. I'm not finding it.
Someone in the comments called Susie Jane, I think, said she's got it right now and can play it. but I haven't seen her since, so I don't know if she's still...
Right, they're saying it's who's lying, but can somebody give me the name of the video on YouTube? If you give me the name of the video on YouTube, I will get it straight up. Because I'm putting
Susie
in
Jane's
who's lying.
just joined. She's got it. She said she's got it now. So, Susie Jane, come on, get up here. Can you let her up?
Has sent me the
so
link.
We can hear this, because bless Red, she's trying her best, but she can't find it, and I know what the pressure's like.
Live. Then you can start trying.
Oh, Kerry, the cult WhatsApp queen's joined. If anyone can get to the bottom of stuff, it'll be her. She's
Right, let me see if this is the...
Right, I've got the recording. If you're going to boot me, I'll just fuck off.
Yeah.
Because you're an absolute fucking narcissist.
Right, 1 second, right? Here's a witness. There's an actual witness coming up. Coffee cup, take the floor.
Right, I've one thing to say. When Mark Hamilton was in the boxes, I don't know if anybody can remember his comments towards me and everything. Stell messaged me, let me up, I want a word with him. So I dropped and Stell went up. And then that woman, open done with, made the comment, you put that fucking picture up, blah, blah, blah. And then at a point, I left the live because I got a phone call of somebody. And I came back in later when something else was going on. And to be honest, at this precise moment, that's all I'm saying.
Right, you're just fucking muddying the water now. You're just talking bollocks. Fuck it.
Who's talking bollocks?
Post it. Who's
talking bollocks?
You're trying to fucking mask everything.
No, I'm not trying to mask everything.
Let me
What I'm
just play
saying
the
is,
fucking
whatever happened
recording.
later, love, if you let me speak, whatever happened later has nothing to do with me. I'm telling you how it started, that's all. And I'm leaving this live, because I'm not here to argue with you. And I ain't taking sides. I'm friends with both these people, and I ain't falling out with them.
Oh, for God's sake, where's Susie gone now?
I don't know.
She had the recording, but we don't need to hear people's witness statements of it. If we've got the actual recording, we can hear it for ourselves. Susie, please come up, love, and save us, because I'm going mental here. Come on. Bloody hell, I've never wanted to hear a recording so much in all my life.
No, I did not kick her. What Coffee Cup is quite capable of.
Yeah, but to be honest, I don't understand why Coffee Cup even come up, because what he said, it just didn't make sense. He only saw a second of it by the sounds of it. We need to see this recording.
What he was saying was that he gave me his box to talk to Mark, yeah? So I was up there to talk to Mark, not Alicia, right? And then Alicia attacks me about the picture, right? Whether that's right or wrong. I know you've got your views on it. And I said to Alicia, shut the fuck up. It's not about that. I'm talking to, I want to talk to Mark. Shut up, Alicia. It's not your live, blah, blah, blah. And then I got told to sit down and shut up, and I'm taking mod powers away from you and blah, blah, blah. And I sat quietly for the rest of that. In fact, Observer, you can, if you know what it is or whatever, you can find it yourself, yeah, and go and watch it and clip it or whatever you want to do.
We're going to have a look at it at this rate, because no one's here to be seen. Where's Susie gone? She's just legged it. Susie, you can't promise us this video and then leg it. Come on, get up here. Oh, right, hang on. Have you got it then, Red? Please say you've got it.
Well, we'll see.
Is this on YouTube?
Yep.
YouTube.
Right, I'll mute then so we can hear.
What was it she called herself? Basically hung out to dry at my age kids. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? And he's saying that, or the people in here that are...
Right, this isn't it, this isn't it, this isn't it. Give me a second.
I'm getting to like...
Well, Red, they were all in an inbox.
Right, yeah, this isn't it. That was Michelle.
Oh, she hasn't legged it. Sorry, Susie, love. Could you come up and just play this bloody recording, please? I promise Stella will leave you alone. Just come up, don't say nothing, just play the recording, and then all bets are off.
You need to take your pills. No excuses. Get yourself a drink.
Mark Hamill's in the box, and he's talking about, I'm Mark Hamill, I'm transparent with what I do, blah blah blah. Elisa says to him something that was quite bad and nasty, and then as I'm coming up, he drops.
That wasn't the recording, though, was it? That just played there, because I didn't get anything from that.
No, that was after that.
Oh, come on, Susie Jane, come up. You promised us the video, darling, and now you're holding out on us. Come on. Just come up, play the video, and then you can disappear if you want. It's up to you.
Right, stop talking to me like I'm a piece of shit. I'm sat in the box.
Oh, excuse me. I'm not talking to you like shit.
You saying, oh, you'd liked it. I didn't like it at all. I am not being spoken to by
It's an expression of speech. I wasn't talking to you like shit. If I was talking to you like shit, you'd know about it, love. I was actually being all right, trying to have a laugh with you. But I see you've got no sense of humour, so I won't bother, and I will mute.
And I'll mute and I won't show you the fucking recording if you want.
Well, then...
Oh, sorry, Justice, sorry, that was my fault, Justice, sorry. Come back up, Justice.
You're not going to show the video.
Right, I'm just getting it. I think.
Nothing. You know? You said
Sorry,
you're going to show the
Justice.
video, and you
Well,
haven't.
I was going to show and then the fucking Chinese coffee cup come up. Or the coffee cup, whatever he was called. Fucking
Right,
natural
well,
coffee cup.
let's just move on.
Come and talked over it.
If I was talking to you like shit, then I apologise. I wasn't talking to you like shit. That's just how I speak, darling. I'm a common whatever, and I speak like that.
Do you want me to show them? Do you want me to play it or not?
Please,
Sorry, Justice,
darling, because I won't sleep otherwise. Please.
Sorry, Justice, that was I've done it by mistake.
Right, this is where it all kicked off.
Hello?
Where's she gone?
I don't know.
I'm just flicking through this video to see if I can find the bit that is supposed to be there.
Building my platform, I'm doing quite well, and this potentially could become my income, given that I'm now financially not dependent on somebody when I gave up my career. I have a duty.
Susie, that's not the clip we're looking for.
I have a duty.
That is where they came up.
I have an
No, it's...
claims
Is
that
it?
those people were making. She has said that he flirts with her and she's happy.
Because they were talking about something else. Oh, fucking it's gone off now. Right. It was where they came up. Because they were talking about something else in the live.
Yeah, there's a guy called Devolution Warwickshire or something like that. He's talking away, and Alicia starts talking to him.
Yeah, listen.
I have a sister's name. Sorry. Why are you giving up your people?
Because I'm playing it from a different live.
Because I haven't experienced what the claims that these people were making. She has said that he flirts with her and she's happy.
So this was...
to be flirted with.
Is anybody in here from the other live? Can you tell me whether I'm...
had so many failed relationships. And then I have... Yeah, it didn't remove his message, so I know it doesn't. Okay. But we've only seen messages or heard voice notes from Tim. We haven't actually seen...
Right, they were talking about this Tim.
If you delete the message manually and then block them, it will delete the message. If you just block the message...
Because Tim blocked me and it didn't delete his message.
Right, that's not the start of the start of
No,
it
I'm
either.
just trying to find it now.
It's way before that.
It's not way before that, though, is it?
Well, it is, because that was about half an hour into the conversation when I told them all that it don't delete the messages.
Right, do you want me to go half an hour back from that, then?
Yeah. If coffee cup is in the right-hand side middle box, yeah?
No, because this is screened from Michelle's live. So we can't see your live.
No, it's not. It's that one. It's that live. But if coffee cup is in the middle box, yeah.
It was a cam 2 of your live, for fuck's sake. Listen to me. So I can't see no coffee cup.
9 people in the box. There was 9 people in the box. Alicia, Red was in the box.
It's Alicia, not Alicia.
Don't correct me in my pronunciation,
Right,
please.
well, this is very easy, right? It was Claire's live. So somebody go and tell Claire, download her replay, and we can watch it all from the beginning. Easy, simple then.
Right, hold on. I think I've got it, right? This is going from before Stell got in the box, because there was me, Alicia, It's not, you haven't got the screen. Me, Alicia, and that dude talking about the care system, right?
Second of all, I don't know like your full story, but
children don't get removed for no reason.
No,
This
it's
is before you got up there,
It doesn't work
Stell.
like that. I understand children are removed wrongfully, but they're not removed for no reason. Hang on. You've just sat here and said anyone who goes against you, you've just threatened them, saying like they're going
A bunch of vulnerable people as well.
It's the internet. If people are upsetting you, block them.
No, I said
If it's affecting your mental health, block them.
Alicia, can I just put an alternative to Alicia? So Alicia, I have threatened a group of women and I have said that I am going to go against them. And that is because 2 weeks ago I entered their life thinking that because they said that
So you're
they
not in the
were
box yet,
legal
Stell,
advocates in family law, they would be able to answer a question and ultimately,
So I don't know how soon Stell comes in
it's
yet.
holding the lives and that's all on the profile. They blocked me,
Let me just fast forward it.
a kangaroo court on my situation, yakkered me in the face, one reasons, and anyone who worked in that field will not be on live doing things like this. So they're exactly, Alicia. So that utilises the system and purposely was
Right, you're not here yet.
and gaslit. It was all my fault, and I ended up where I called crisis that. Yesterday, my son went and looked at, you can look at your profile.
So you're nowhere near yet.
Into 12-year-old boys, and you said something to Witch Queen as well. I can't remember.
Why
From a
does it
woman's
keep cutting it?
perspective, without evidence.
You said she works at.
Pardon?
Why does it keep cutting it?
I'm fast forwarding it still because Alicia's in the box this long before you went in the box.
Yeah.
And unless you want to listen to like 8 minutes.
No.
What point are you at?
Just having an opinion on
No. This is in relation
I've got
to the
another part
allegation
now.
that was
They're
made.
nothing to do with that. These women. They're nothing to do with.
No, we're talking about two separate entities now, Alicia.
I've got to go because my son's going to walk back in the door in a minute. Alicia, I was involved in the care
Oh,
review.
this is where he goes.
I've moved into care.
That's
Care
it. That's
review.
it.
I was
That's
involved
it.
in it with Josh.
Is there source?
He's talking shit.
No, just wait. Just wait,
Could you
please.
follow Alicia?
Oh,
and
it's
send me the
ages
link?
from
You sent
here.
me the
My
link.
website, the Social Impact Academy.
No. I want government.
A devolution that would be much better if you linked it to the
Nobody follow that man's website.
Yeah, go to my website.
I'm going to go to your website because that's going to be very violent.
Well, wait there. If my website links to the government stats.
Just go to the
I can see
government.
what Alicia's saying.
Go to the
Would you
government
be able,
website
and I
and
understand
use
what you're saying that
any
you have done this, but would you be able to guide Alicia to the government publication?
I can.
Yeah, do that.
When we jump onto someone and say, and that's really triggering for a lot of people that have had their children removed illegally, because we're working with 2 families right now in the same county, and we've already got 2 children back that was removed illegally.
Says the man that's had his child
I have
removed.
not charged them a bean for it. So I see the cold, hard faces. So when you come on and say, children don't get removed, you are uninformed and it triggers me.
No, but to be fair to Alicia, she does make sure that she has the information, and I get where she's coming from. I want the information from the direct source.
I'm just saying, social services, because I presumed it was social services. They don't just come and take your children. But obviously, you're saying they were taken back to, I'm presuming your ex. I don't know.
Yeah, Alicia, I don't want to get into a bun fight. And if I was a bit strong earlier, what I'm saying is when these people...
He goes on for about another 4 minutes. I've got to fast forward it a bit.
I did not. We took it offline, not online. Couldn't do it. So
Evolution, you're spreading misinformation.
This is where I had a go at him.
Review of children's.
But that
Please don't spread
even go for the kinship work, and the jobs wasn't.
So this is how long Elisa's in the
When you're
live.
sitting here saying 30,000 to bring it kind of back on track of the conversation, is that is the when, and I do understand that which is in the comments, and I did also direct it at the lady. I made absolutely outlandish and salacious accusations against both of them.
Yeah, you did.
I did. And I have no evidence. And I have no proof.
I thought this was about, is this about Tim Coles?
Yeah, and the point is that I've made that not because I believe it, and ladies, please don't think I believe it. I've done it as an example of the fact that I'm not sure if you're aware of the live 2 days ago, Alicia, on Tim Coles. Whatever your opinion of him is, and Kay will back this up, is that during that live, a 16-year-old came in on an account, and I looked at the account and she has 16 in her bio, and she stated some claims that Tim had...
It's being cam too, Jess, so there is no...
...send him...
It's just Michelle's live, you can see it.
...explicit pictures. That instantly got my back up because I'm managed by his agency. So I was like, oh my God. The panel and people in the comments said, oh, send us proof. I'm so sorry that's happened. Send us proof. And that 16-year-old said, oh, I don't have it. I've deleted it all. So at that point...
I tend to believe victims, though, I'll be honest.
I get what you're saying. Okay. And I get what you're saying. But at that point, and this is the only thing that I've stated to them, at that point, I would have, if I had been hosting it, and this is not a criticism on UK at all, please don't take it as this. First of all, I would have safeguarded that 16-year-old from being in a live that was talking about very contentious adult topics.
Were those voice notes you were playing, was that the 16-year-old?
Before I continued it, before I continued it, she had the right to claim it, and she had the right to state it. But the issue that I had is that for the following 2-3 hours, is that people on the panel and in the comments continued to say, when other people came in and said, oh, he's doing this to me, and he's been talking to a 16-year-old.
Said we never had proof.
I know, Holly, and this is...
Okay, but can I defend myself now? Because that's been...
Okay, this isn't a criticism on you.
I get that, but I'm just saying, it's all been brought up again. I held my hands up and I said, we fucked up. I said that I should have done better. It was my first time doing an exposure live. I didn't expect that many people in my life, never get that many views. I just panicked and it all went out of control.
Yeah, and Kay, I totally respect and appreciate that. In retrospect, you would have handled it differently. And just to clarify, she has, and the other people have said that they will put out a statement to say that there is no evidence.
This is not the first time it's come out about Tim Coles.
But the messages to the vulnerable women,
he's been manipulating people and...
Okay, that's fine, Alicia, and I understand that because there are two separate issues. There's the manipulation of adults, but then there's also the contacting of children. Do you know of
vulnerable adults are just as bad as children? You shouldn't be doing it with anybody.
In regards to children?
Yeah.
No, not in regards to children, just in manipulation to women. There was a lot of women that come forward previously. It was a few months, last year sometime, and a lot of women come forward and he had been manipulating all of them.
Yeah, and this is the thing.
To point with that as well, there have been not other allegations from minors, but other allegations from women that have come
if you want me to fast forward it, I'll fast forward it, but
because we haven't got the evidence on it yet. So we have learned.
And I appreciate that. What I'm saying...
I came in here and I said...
Okay, you're commendable, you really are, and I respect you fully. My issue is that I am represented by them. I do think they're an amazing agency. I've not had anything but positive interactions with Tim bar the one time he had a meltdown on live and told me to F off and unmodded me. I haven't taken it personally. And I could have sat there and
empathised and understood how some of his conduct and behaviour with the women, the mods, etc., has been damaging. What I was most concerned with, if I was going to continue, was the allegation with a 16-year-old. So I needed to understand.
Can I just say, it seems to circle back to it. We've apologised. We said we had no proof, but at the same time, that girl was saying that she deleted, because we said, like, have you got proof? And she said she was that scared because she didn't know what to do with what was being asked of her. She deleted Discord. We also said to her, please go to the police about this. You know, like, someone bigger needs to deal with it. And she had said she told her big sister that she doesn't have any other family to talk to.
Does she not have parents?
Her mum's left and her dad passed away, unfortunately.
So who's she taking care of?
Her big sister. So we said to her, you need to tell someone, like an adult, who can go to the police. And she said, I've told my big sister. It seems to, instead of talking about the voice notes, we've apologised for it. We said we're going to put this thing out. So as of right now, we have no evidence. But you're sort of clouding over the fact that he said that because Lizzie never told him no in the messages to his unsolicited voice notes, because she never said to him, no, don't send me that. It was okay for him to carry on. Hang on, please let me finish. You had moderators saying of his, because she wore low-cut tops when she was live with him, she deserved the flirts and she deserved the voice notes. Those voice notes go into graphic detail. He's also blamed the fact that he's not been on his medication, his depression medication, over the way he acts. And do you think that's okay? Like, genuinely, do you think that's okay?
Can I clarify? My main concern was that one of the things that I couldn't stand and defend and be associated with if there had been the issue with the 16-year-old. So that was the first thing that I wanted. That was my priority thing to want to clarify, and it has been clarified for now.
I've just got to go, but thanks, Claire, for doing this.
Thank you.
Claire, I just want to say as well, I sent you a direct message to have a really good conversation with you about some other things, and if people want my stats, if they DM me...
Why do they want your stats? Stop asking women to DM me and TikTok, you weirdo.
No, I'm saying where you want the source from, and I can give you the direct source. It's not my... If you actually just Googled my name, and I'll say it, Mark Hamilton Taylor, I don't hide from anyone. You can probably see what I have actually done for children in care, the boards I've sat
You've
on.
put a child in care, you weirdo.
Birmingham children's with the board, and they're losing 30% of their weight. My mother was in care, so, you know, if people actually come to me first,
thank you.
Speak to me first, give me the opportunity first to have a conversation with, rather than jump down my neck and go, oh, you're doing this, I don't want to look at the website. Go and have a look at what I've done and what I'm trying to achieve collectively, who's on my board, who trusts me, and the organisations I've been
You just basically said there's 30,000 children in care that shouldn't be. That's what
that was the quote that I took from Josh McAllister, who actually stated it live in his report. That was his words, not mine. He says that
Josh McAllister.
Josh McAllister is the one that wrote the care review. He's an MP as well. And he wrote the care review. It was a government-funded
Very problematic man.
In 2022, and it was a care review done, and they've done nothing about it at all.
Is he in the government, or is he funded by the government? What one is it?
That was his words, not mine. And then he went on to say the impact that it's had onto society and the societal impact in costs. So then we were asked to do a social impact review on that, and it's costing society about 75 billion with the compounding effect.
Hang on, can I just ask you a question? I've just quickly Googled them. It says here, in January 2021, McAllister stepped down from his role at Frontline in order to chair an independent review of children's social care.
Yeah, that's him.
McAllister's appointment was criticised by some social work academics who questioned whether he could be impartial given the Frontline had received central government funding.
But no, if you read the report, it's a really interesting report. So when he did the review and then released demos in 2022, because I was actually there.
2026, but
senior social workers.
He left in 2021.
The only most successful social working team that's under
or even in 2026.
Camden were there.
Wait, this is about Tim Carlin. Can you stop using this as promotion for your website? Thank you.
I'm really not using promotion for my website, Alicia. You're not, I don't make any money from the website.
I agree. Can we go back to Tim, please? Because Claire, I want to know your opinion on people saying that she deserved the voice note she got.
I'm not telling you, because don't follow and don't DM.
Lizzie has spoken about this on live, and also privately, so I think she'd be okay saying she's a survivor of rape, right? And it's taken her 10 years to wear, again, what she wants. Now, as women know, I'm sure in this life, we dress for ourselves. We don't dress for anyone else. But from moderators of this man who supports women's mental health and him saying himself that she deserved it, is the same as saying that a woman walking down the street in a short skirt, she deserved it. And I just can't fathom how this man supports women's mental health. And all of his moderators have been through something and they stand by it.
It seems like he's targeting vulnerable women, and when we're talking about a 16-year-old child, like obviously if there's no proof of that, no one should be questioning the child. It needs to be taken to the correct authorities. But we still need to remember that there are women in here, possibly vulnerable women, who have been exploited by Tim in some sort of way. And it can't be disregarded because a 16-year-old has come forward as well, you know? And it does sound like he's targeting vulnerable women who have been through something.
He has herded vulnerable women like sheep into his Discord, Alicia.
Protect women, and I'm not disregarding anything. Holly, what I do want to say to you is I wasn't privy until this live that those comments had been made. Do I think they're acceptable? Absolutely not. If you think that a woman is acceptable, absolutely not. If you think that a woman wearing a low-cut top deserves that, you think like a rapist. Think that a woman wearing a low-cut top deserves that, you think like Stella, jump out and jump in, yo. I'm going to disconnect you. Stella, jump out and jump in, yo.
Hi, Stella.
By the way, if you do come in again, it's not to have a go at fucking Alicia. This is not the time.
And I just still posted pictures of my deceased mother and said he had pictures of my deceased mother.
He did, Alicia. I didn't accept him in, Alicia. I'm sorry about that.
There you go.
No, I don't. And this is why I've held this live, is because all I've wanted to know is to find out the information so I can make. Stell, if you come in the box.
Red, can you pause it a minute and then go back a little bit, yeah? There you go, people. You'll hear me. I didn't say a damn word. Elisa started it.
She said if you've come in. No, it was actually Claire. Claire said if you're coming in to argue with Alicia. That's what Claire said the first words, actually.
Yeah, and then she said about...
And then Alicia explained that you were the person that...
Right. So Alicia started it.
Can somebody block that still?
Alicia and make...
Please.
Yeah?
We're talking about Tim Cole still, not my deceased mother.
Your mouth, Lisa.
No, right. No, Stell, no.
Can I just say something real quick?
Is that the topic? Is that the topic, Jim? Shush.
Kerry said in the comments that she wants proof of Tim saying that. The proof is going to be out there. We're just waiting for the footage. Because we both screen record like you.
Stell! Right. Alicia,
That's
I'm
when
really
you
sorry.
started dropping people.
Stell, that's fucking... I'm removing your mod powers. You're not allowed to do that.
Listen, listen, I've just come in.
No, this isn't about what happened historically with you and her, right? No.
Don't tell her to be quiet about it then. I never said anything. She started on me first.
Stell,
there you go.
No, not this line, not this.
No, I think Claire knew that you were going to be problematic and that it was going to go into a you and Alicia.
No,
argument.
it wasn't. I came up to speak to Mark. I wanted to speak to Mark.
He'd left.
You can't second guess, yeah?
He'd left.
Well, I didn't see Mark leaving. I come up there, didn't I? I'm sitting there spinning on the box. I can't see what's going on when I'm spinning.
Well, you took his place in the box, didn't you?
No, I took Coffee Cup's place. Go and look at it again. I'm on the right-hand side, on the middle box, and Mark was on the left-hand side.
You can't see the boxes because it's cam 2'd, so it was only the sound that was cam 2'd.
Well, that's what it was. I took Coffee Cup's place.
So basically, Claire knew that you were going to possibly be problematic. So she said, this is not. So she said, so to prevent that, she said, Stell, this is not an issue about you and Alicia. This is, what it was about. And then Alicia said,
Did
about
anybody hear Claire tell Elisa to be quiet? No. She let Alicia do the platform and say them things about me, and I told her to shut up. And you all hear me saying, then tell her to be quiet. I'm not here for that. You hear me saying it quite clearly on that recording. I'm not here to talk to her.
Should we play the rest then?
Well, then it all got out of hand, yeah, but there you go.
You dropped Alicia, then you started muting people. Then Claire was getting irate because you were muting people and dropping people. She took your mod powers away. So you came in on your backup that you were mod on, and started muting people on that. And then when you were I don't know if she took the mod powers off that, but then you logged into the account that she was live on, so that it locked her out of her own live.
1 hour later, about an hour.
And why? Why an hour later, Stell? Why?
Because when she got so do you want to go all the way back to that? Now go all the way back to that, so that's the start of it. Elisa got platformed, to say bad things about me in front of.
Alicia was on there for about an hour before you were up there.
That doesn't give her the right to sit there saying, "No, that's the person who put up the
54 minutes. 54 minutes. Alicia was in there talking about Tim Coles before you went up there. Still,
did you put the picture up of her deceased grandmother?
You put a video up of her deceased mum.
Then that does give her the right to address it. I'm sorry, it does. I would address it as well. I mean, how can you say she hasn't got a right to respond when you?
Not only that, Observer. Not only that, Claire told Stell to take the video down, so he took the video down and then put it back up. That's why it was problematic.
Red, wait a minute. My live, I want to speak, Observer. Right, so what happened is, yes, I did put a video up with a picture of her dead mum, and I've told you all what it said, Don't do, what was it? Don't do to others as undo to yourself. Matthew 7:12, right, was the little verse underneath it, Now, this is what the Red's trying to prevent me from telling you, This video that I put up, and you're saying that she had the right to reply. I also had the right to reply, but I was told to shut up there. You heard Claire telling me not to say anything about it. You heard Claire saying this is not the place,
but she wasn't the one replying, Stell. She was the one replying. You was the one that caused the action that then made her react. I mean, you can't put people's deceased relatives up. That's just going too far. You have to own it and take responsibility for it. And to be honest, out of everything, you do owe an apology for that. That was too far.
Observer, there has been many lives between me and Alicia and many arguments well before this live today. We have already thrashed this out. It was about a week ago when I put this picture up, and we've already thrashed it out, and Alicia has already had her say on the matter many times. But
have you got recordings of them still?
You know that, Red,
So why don't you show the recordings then?
Because I don't always record. I've got no intentions of that.
But you recorded a conversation. You said to Claire earlier, you record all your phone conversations with Claire.
Not all of them. No, I didn't say that. I said that particular one.
Okay, so you recorded phone conversation between you and your friend, yet you didn't record a live where someone was slating.
Why would I? Why would
I would.
To TikTok?
If somebody's slating my unalived relatives, I'm recording it, man.
Right. So hold on a minute, Observer. So this was about a week. I put this video up a week before, and Alicia has had her say before today. So before what you just heard, Alicia has already had her say. But let's go back 5 weeks.
In all due respect, Stella, you can't tell her how much is enough of a response. She can respond as long and as how much she wants to respond. The fact is, what did she do then that made you put up that picture?
Well, that's what I'm commenting. And Red, don't you lie, because you know exactly what she did, Don't sit there lying.
I absolutely all I know still is what you've told me. I've not seen anything with my own eyes. Because I've seen the video. I've seen the video that Stell put up.
Can I just say, Stell, I've been following you around a few weeks as well, and I've not seen any of this, and for you to put up a picture like that within a week.
Right.
Only a
So
week
observers
ago,
just asked me a
and
question.
then you want
and
someone
nobody-
to drop that in a week. I'd be holding on to that for years.
Right. So every observer just asked me a question, and I'm not allowed to answer on my own live. Can you believe that? There you go again, all of you again, yeah? What I did with the picture last week. And whether
A week ago, though, just a week ago.
That's your opinion, yeah? On whether Elisa gets over it in a week or a day or a month or whatever, right? That's your opinion, right? But she has actually said to me a few days ago she was over it, right? And didn't want to speak about it again, right? She already told me that. I think it was on Friday she
You know
told
what
me
I
that.
think the real problem is? I think where Alicia was in the live before you, and
I've
you've
not
got beef
finished.
with Alicia. To be honest,
Listen.
you were a bit jealous and you wanted to take over. That's what I think the issue is here.
Listen, Elisa, before she took her kids away for the Easter weekend, the day before she took them away, she told me on her live with Top Girl and Devon and what's her name? Gillian or whatever. Gemma. Right, she told me it was over with. She's not bothered about it anymore. That's it. End it. Right? That's
Have
what she
you ever
told me.
apologised to her still for that?
Well, I'm coming. Let me finish, please. So
No
you
one.
asked me what made me put that picture up.
Are we going to hear about what passage you put on it again?
5 weeks I have suffered at the hands of Elisa, running round. She has told Miss Red, she has told Fat Freak, she has told Sophie Bailey, she has told Levi, she has told Corey Wilde, she has told Angela Dulles of Angie, yeah, she has told Miss Red, she has told Luke, yeah. She has went round the whole app telling all the big creators that I unalived my husband. I DV'd him and unalived him. That's what Elisa was doing for 5 weeks every single day.
Can I just say where we all missed this then?
day.
Where did we all miss this if this was within the last 5 weeks?
I have to say, I was previously observer for the cult, and when I tell you, I recorded over 10 hours of her lives every day.
Where did
and
you
I
miss
haven't
it?
I haven't heard any of this. I've never seen any of this. I've got to be honest.
Can I
haven't.
Stell, one thing I want to ask for now is one thing I want to ask for, because there's proof that you've done that picture. Where is proof of this? Because I've not seen nada.
Observer, did you ever record, yeah, an argument between me and Scouse Kim?
Did it take place in Delusive Angie's live?
Yes.
How long ago?
A few weeks ago.
Probably then, yeah.
Right, because that's when Elisa came in and said all of that in Delusive Angie's. Wait, if you want proof, talk amongst yourselves, and I am going to find it in Sophie Bailey's, yeah, only a few days ago. Let me find it.
And where did Alicia get that information from, Stell?
Somebody called Claire Bear C21.
Which wasn't our Claire Bear, by the way, people.
Okay, and where did that Claire Bear C21 get the information?
Who made it up?
Why would you just make something out of the blue?
Yeah, she heard a story. She heard part of a story between me and my off TikTok friend, yeah, and neighbour. Yeah, our families know each other. Yeah, we were talking about something. She came in and heard part of it. Yeah.
So she didn't make it up then?
Well, yeah.
Well, no, Alicia didn't make it up.
No, the C21 didn't make it up, because if they heard part of a story from a neighbour and from a personal friend, then it isn't made up because they heard it from someone else.
You're going to listen.
Who they heard it from.
Justice, are you going to listen? I said, Claire, listen to me. Stop interrupting, yeah? Claire Bear 21, C21, came in to my live with my neighbour that we were having a discussion, a heated discussion with. My neighbour, my friend, yeah? Our families know each other for a long time. We had a heated discussion. Claire Bear 21 came in and heard part of that conversation, part of it, a little tiny bit of it, and then ran out and told everybody, like Alicia. Right?
There's a coincidence here. Hang on a minute. So like part of the allegation that you made to the police, yeah? Because you only saw part of it, yeah? But you only saw part of it enough to make a full allegation on somebody that now you perceived was innocent.
Also, I'm sure I've read everywhere that Alicia has corrected it.
She corrected it on that live just after.
Right.
I heard that as well. I think I've actually heard her say it as well. And she
Justice, we're not asking for your opinion. Justice, I'm going to put you down if you don't shut up a minute. Yes, observer, she corrected part of it. She corrected part of it. And I've told you that from the start. She said that I got it wrong. You did not go to prison for DV on your partner. But your behaviour towards me in the last few weeks, and don't forget what she's been doing to me for a good few weeks, yeah? Your behaviour towards me in the last few weeks leads me to believe that you may have DV'd your partner, right? That's what she said today. True or false?
And did you have any DV with your partner?
No, I didn't. No.
Not that one, but you did say you did with the traveller one, right?
Yeah.
I heard you say that one earlier.
Yeah, that was years ago.
So there was DV in a relationship, see?
You joke about, right, you're often in lives joking, right, and I'm going to say joking, people, when we talk about, like, exes and that, and you go, oh, both my exes were found unalived at the bottom of the stairs while I was at the top of them. People are going to misconstrue that. People are going to run a narrative with that.
Oh, come off. Are you telling me that people ain't brainy enough to realise that's all a joke?
Yeah, but people will run a narrative with that still. You know they will on this app.
Yeah, but
this is what I'm saying.
Alicia should know better than that. She should know better.
Why are you bringing her into it when they're talking about your behaviour?
I'm on about other people. The people that it started with might have heard those conversations and then added that to what they've been told and then gone and told this Claire Bear 21 and she's told Alicia. And, you know, with all those things added together, that's not Alicia. That isn't actually Alicia's fault and Alicia's corrected it.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
You did repost that video a couple of times.
Wait. It took 5 weeks for her to correct it. 5 weeks.
Did you put that picture up after she'd already corrected it?
No. She only corrected it today. The picture was put up a week ago.
Yeah, let her talk if I think that's fair.
Yeah, apparently she's here with proof. I do think you should allow her to speak, considering we're talking about her.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's had too much platform about this business, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Del, you can't carry on keep saying Alicia if you're not going to let Alicia talk.
Yeah, it's
otherwise you need to stop saying her name. I'm sorry, you really do.
She ran with it and she...
If you're going to carry on talking, let her talk. Otherwise, stop calling her name.
No, she did it to me often after 5 weeks. For 5 weeks she's done it.
Let her talk then. Stop mentioning the girl's name unless you're going to let her speak.
Stella, can I just let you in on something, right? Yeah. I've gone through and Justice is witness to this. Yeah, I have had it before where I have been traumatized by a certain group on here, yeah, for more than 5 weeks. And I still never put a picture up of any of their relatives or unalived relatives, anything. You know, and I had more than enough reason to, and even I still didn't go that far. I didn't do it. You know, so I do think you should own it and say,
do you know what? I got called the N-word on my own kids and I still never did that. But you would do things like that over just being called names. Now, you really got to take a good look at yourself now. When you look at yourself in the mirror, can you call yourself a good person after that?
Yeah. I wasn't just called names, was I? Was I just called names? No, my reputation was ruined.
Again, I was called the N-word on my own kids, okay, through somebody on this app that tried to ruin me. And guess what? I still would never do things like that.
Well, that's
now reassert your own behaviour. There's a saying we've got: reassert yourself before you wreck yourself, okay? Because you're wrecking yourself, Bab.
That's you.
Stella, I really do think you should have let Leisha up, though. It's only fair.
Still, I said earlier, right, you are committing online suicide right now with what you're doing, what you've done today, honestly. And if you carry on, you are going to ruin your platform completely. Honestly, you are going to ruin your by the way you've carried yourself today and for the last couple of weeks with this video and stuff.
Hi, Alicia. Alicia's up now, so I think it's only fair.
Give me one sec. Hang on.
I mean, I don't even know Alicia, whatever. I know Courtney and I know Miss Baggett. I've known them for years on the app. I've seen Alicia in lives with them, but I've never had any interaction with Alicia until today. And I didn't, you know, all this stuff is pretty, but the thing that you done, my biggest thing still is what you did to Claire today. And it makes me think, like, I don't put myself around friends that would call out another friend in an argument like that. Like, if I know shit on my friends like you wouldn't believe, and I've fallen out with some of those friends, and that shit goes to the grave with me. Because those things were told to me in confidence as a friend to a friend, and I value the friendship we had that we might not have now, but they were at one point a very good friend of mine, and Claire was a very good friend to you.
No, she
and
wasn't.
she shared her account with you. You went live together. She's got a much bigger account than me and you put together.
After what she did that day, today, yeah, and then let Alicia sit there with her friends and wreck my reputation. That ain't no friend.
You wrecked your own reputation, Stell.
No, I didn't.
You absolutely did that to yourself, and everyone's telling you that, but you ain't listening. And do you know what? The way you've gaslighted people today, and the way you've spoken to people today, when Alicia said earlier,
you've just proved Alicia started that today. That's proved it, yeah?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
He was saying things in the comments beforehand. He was saying stuff to my friends in the comments.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't.
Still.
No, I wasn't. Get the live. Get the live. Don't lie.
It's
Don't
not my live, so I can't.
Alicia.
And the comments don't come through.
I said it to you after I got dropped. I said
you were
the
saying
thing
stuff
in
in the comments.
Not to you, I wasn't.
You were saying stuff in the comments, and then I said, this is the guy that posted pictures of my mum.
Yeah, when I was coming up.
You're obsessing over this, and it's bizarre. I said last week that I had read the message.
What I'm obsessing over is you telling people that I unalived my fucking husband.
I've never said that. Not once.
Yes, you did.
Not once have I said that.
You told everybody that I DV'd my partner. Yeah.
I read a message incorrectly. Okay. I read a message incorrectly. I corrected myself last week and also today. I corrected it. I said, no, I've read this message wrong. This is what it says. You've been obsessing over it, coming into every single live I'm in on multiple accounts, running around talking shit about me everywhere. And then making up ludicrous. Hang on, I'm not finished. And then making up ludicrous
because I'm going to prove you're a liar.
And then you've been making up ludicrous lies that I've been talking about your deceased ex-partner. And like I said earlier, respectfully, I don't care. I've never spoken about your deceased partner. The lies that come up, your behaviour is alarming, very alarming.
You told people that I DV'd and I went to prison for DVing my partner. Yeah, who was a woman.
I read the message incorrectly.
You said it was a woman. When I told you on Sophie's it was a man, that my partner was a man, yeah, you then changed it. And then you made it to everybody. You did not correct it. You made it to everybody that man who was unalive. No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You corrected yourself today, not you.
No. I corrected myself on my live last week.
That's your live, not mine.
And I said he was in the live.
No, I wasn't.
Yes,
I never heard you say that.
Yes, she was. I said, I've read the message incorrectly. This is what it says. That's what happened. But I'm not, to be honest, Stell, I'm like, you're sitting here saying 5 weeks. I don't think it's been 5 weeks, and you don't get spoken about in my life. So all this, Alicia's bullying me. No one talks about you. You literally follow me live to live and say things to me, trying to get...
No.
I had another message from someone else saying that
Let's get this straight, yeah? You came, when I was on Sophie...
That's why I don't speak about
I was on Sophie Bailey's live, yeah? I was talking to Sophie Bailey.
Is that after you doxed Levi's address where a child lives, or before?
You came up... Listen... Go back to the original live, yeah, that you followed me into and said, oh, he DV'd his partner.
Was that before or after
he did this, he did that.
The address where Levi's child lives?
I done that 2 days ago, so shut your mouth.
Oh, okay. Is that still up on your page?
Yes, it is, and it will stay there.
Child doxer.
Emma?
Yeah, because a child lives at that address, so yes, you are a child doxer.
Fuck. Yeah, he doxed my address.
And even, do you know, even when you're saying things, like, you chat shit, because...
Yeah.
You just said when Alicia was taking her children away for Easter weekend. I didn't take my children away for Easter weekend. What are you talking about? First of all, don't mention my kids. Second of all, why are you watching me, trying to see what I'm doing with my kids?
You told me last week. Yeah?
I said I'm taking my kids away. I didn't say anything about Easter weekend, but don't fucking talk about my kids. Who are you?
So you did. There you go. You did. You told me you were taking the kids
the
away.
things you're saying are not correct. But my point here is, don't talk about what I'm doing with my kids. Mind your fucking business. Stop watching me. Stop following me. Stop obsessing
you told
over
me what you were doing.
You
told me
posted
what you were doing.
pictures of my deceased mother, and then you said, I've also got pictures of your grandmother.
I'll fucking put more up. So Lisa,
Stell, if she's bullying you,
message.
Stell, if she's bullying you, why are you not blocked her? Why are you following her? Why are you going into her lives?
I have blocked her. She is blocked.
Well,
You
clearly
blocked
not.
me today when I came in here today because you can't handle the truth. You lie. You sit here lying, thinking people will feel sorry for you, but everyone's seen you for what you are.
Right, you're not going to talk over me anymore, Elisa, yeah? Because I will drop you if you do, yeah? Let me tell you. Listen, no, you've had your say. I told you this was going to happen, right? I told you this was going to happen, Observer.
No, hold on a minute. I'm going to drop down because I just heard you.
No, I told you she was going to talk over me and call me a liar. I'm going to find the video. Observer,
Stell, your behaviour, you've gaslighted, you've been abusive, you are an abusive man. I'm going. You are a horrible, abusive man.
Right. I'm going to find the video where she followed me into Sophie Bailey's live.
Can I reply to her?
No, hold on. I'm going to show the video where she followed me into Sophie Bailey's live. She followed me in, right? She followed me in. I was talking to Sophie Bailey. I was having an argument with Sophie Bailey. She came up on the box and she went, "Oh, that's the one that abuses his partner, and she's the this and she's that." And oh my God. And just that went from there, right? And then Fat Freak was there saying, "Oh, did you do all that?" And I said, "Shut up, you peddler," right? And that's what I did say to him, yeah? Right? You can shut up as well, you peddler. I did say that. Right.
Well, listen, I'm not even going
to find that video.
Right, let me speak because I'm going to drop down in a second anyway. Right, so I literally just heard you threaten her again, say you're going to do more if she carries on.
Yes, I will.
Well, I can't stand behind it. So
if she carries on dissing me, I'm going to do more. Simple as that. Whether you like it or not. I'm the wrong one. She can sit up here and say what she likes, yeah? Right? I still haven't heard an apology from her, right? For saying that I went to prison for DVing my partner who died. Where's her apology? There is no stalker, right? You've all heard the recording that Red played. She started it. Simple as that. Her and Claire started it, right? I'm going to finish it. I want an apology off you. Right, and I told you that before you were telling me, and this is what these people do. When Red should know about gaslighting, yeah? So this is what they do. They turn it back to you and say, "Oh, you're talking about my kids now. You're talking about my kids now." No, you told me you were taking your kids away for the weekend. And that is Easter weekend. So when I say, "Oh, she's taking her kids away for Easter weekend," yeah? You told me that. You told me that, Elisa. So don't sit there telling me I can't do this and I can't do that and I can't talk when you told me. Right? You owe me an apology for what you've done to me over the last 5 weeks, yeah? You owe me an apology for it. You want an apology from me? From what I've done to your mum, yeah,
No,
I want an apology.
Apologise, and I don't want it. Listen, why would I tell you, of all people in the world, that I was taking my kids away for Easter weekend when I was at the boxing?
Well, you did.
I was at the boxing.
You did.
Why
when
would
you
I?
told me, when you told me in that girl's that girl's thing, yeah, that you weren't affected by it, you weren't interested in it, you didn't want to speak about it again. You're taking your kids away for the weekend.
No, I don't want to keep speaking about someone posting pictures of my deceased mother. No, I don't. It was her birthday on Sunday. Do you think I want to see some freak posting pictures of her everywhere? No.
You want to think I want to see some freak like you, yeah, talking about my dead husband?
Nobody spoke about your dead husband. Not one person.
When you said I DV'd my partner, yeah? When you said that, that was my husband you were talking about. Are you fucking stupid, Elisa? Are you fucking dumb?
Listen.
Yeah? You said I DV'd my husband, my partner. That is my husband.
Nobody spoke about your dead partner, okay?
Yes,
What's
you did.
happened is you are mentally unstable and you should not be on the internet.
You did.
You should not be on this internet.
You are a fucking bully.
The way you're carrying yourself.
Right? Even Angie's taking legal action against you. Listen, listen, everybody. Even delusive Angie's taking fucking action against her because of it.
She is the moral compass of this app, so everybody listen to that. The way you carried yourself towards
Listen,
women and what you said to Claire earlier.
You
Like,
ain't
you're
no fucking woman.
unstable.
You're an animal, right?
You
You're
should,
just
yeah.
an animal.
Yeah,
You're like
you
the shit
should.
on my shoe.
You should have all
Yeah.
devices removed and have your
You-
IP address banned.
You sat there and said I DV'd my partner and my partner was a man. You kept saying it was a woman. True or false?
I
True or
said
false?
I read a message
That
and
said
I
I
read it
DV'd
incorrectly.
a
I then
woman.
said that you've been with a woman because you said you got kids.
So? That was years
I
ago.
would like to speak to your ex-partner.
Well, you can speak to her next Sunday if you
Because
want.
I'm concerned.
You can speak to her next Sunday if you want.
Yeah, I would like to speak to her because I'm very concerned about your behaviours. I hope she's okay.
What, because I don't put up with a fucking animal like you fucking rat?
I'm worried about her.
I'm worried about you.
I hope she's safe.
All you do is con people for money, yeah?
I con people for
gifts.
money?
You start drama so people give you gifts.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
Right? Yeah, you do. Even when you started it with me
Everyone,
last
when I
Wednesday.
start drama, can you please gift
Right.
me?
You started it last Wednesday, yeah, with me, and you ended up with
I thought it was
118
5
fucking
weeks ago.
thousand coins.
What are you
Remember
on
that?
about?
Do you remember
Why
the box
are you
battle
fucking
you were in?
watching me? Do you want to borrow a tenner?
Do you remember the box battle you were in when you were sitting
I
there
do
slagging
box
me off?
battles every night still. Yeah, I was
You were
doctoring
sitting
your
there
phone
slagging
number.
me off. You were sitting there making comments
No, I
about me
green
while I was
screened a
sitting in the
picture of
comments.
you. I green screened a picture of you because you had
And
posted pictures of my
you
dead mother.
made 118 fucking coin off of it, yeah? Diamonds. or
Only,
whatever you get
only
called.
118.
Yeah. What about the money you stole off people?
What-
Yeah.
what
What about
money
you?
did I
What about you
steal?
supporting Torian when she says things about people's dead kids and shit like that?
What
Yeah?
money did I steal of people?
Well, I've heard things. I've heard things about money.
Yeah, I'm a big thief.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah.
So, do you want to tell people about the money you stole?
So,
Or
do
shall
you
I
want to
just-
borrow a tenner?
No, I don't want to borrow. I don't need nothing off you.
You sure?
All I want is an apology for what you read out on that text message. And
I
that's
read,
what you owe me.
I read a message incorrectly. I then corrected myself. When I looked at it again and I read it, I corrected myself. I'm not going to apologise to someone who thinks that it's okay in any way, shape, or form to post pictures of my mother who's no longer here, and then keep them up and then start calling people who are saying to you to take it down pedlos and whatever you were doing. It's very juvenile behaviour. I don't know what's going on in your life, but that's not my fault.
Did you know that do you know, right, that Fat Freak said that you were sending them illicit messages the next day?
Yeah, I do
Did you
send
know
him
that?
illicit messages all the time.
Did you?
Yeah, I send him boo pics.
And that's all right for him to put that out in the thing?
Yeah, he loves it. I think Bazza wants your box. Everyone's saying box Bazza.
Yeah, well, if he's a mate of yours, no, thank you.
Why don't you let men up still?
What, the men that you fucking sit there and tease? So
Oh,
they all
tease 'em.
sniffing your panani so they think they're going to get something off you and they never got me to get you?
Men
Oh,
sniff
please.
my punani.
Listen, Devon's always at it and you know it. You can't get enough
What,
of it.
because Devon doesn't speak to women the way that you do?
No, you disrespected me, so you're not
Right,
a woman
Blue
in my eyes.
Boxer has just said, let me up. I've requested.
You-
I don't know. And no, listen, still, Blue Boxer, I
You-
don't follow them. They don't follow me. They want the box.
You, yeah, are not a
Let's
woman.
get an outsider's perspective because I don't know this Blue Boxer. I swear to you, I don't know who it is.
I know who they are, and I've seen them in your boxes before.
I swear to you on everything, I don't know who Blue Boxer is.
When you disrespect somebody, yeah, don't start using your feminine gender as an excuse.
My feminine gender?
Yeah.
What,
I'm a
my
woman,
feminine
don't-
gender when you're sat
Oh.
with makeup on in your profile?
I'm
and then you're
allowed
sitting
to-
there saying to women
I'm
that
allowed to
their
hit
DV
men.
never happened or it's their
I'm allowed
fault.
to hit men, but men can't hit me back. I'm allowed to hit
What,
men.
what woman says that?
You.
I've never said that in my life. I don't agree with violence on people. So stop making stuff up. If you've got an issue with women,
Oh,
that's a
really?
you problem. But you shouldn't be on this internet.
Oh, really? Let me
Honestly,
see that.
you're a stalker. You're just showing yourself more
What
and
was all
more.
these
and more.
threats you were sent to me the other day?
Pick your gender up off the floor.
See what I mean? You just have to resort because you've got nothing else on me. Yeah. You have
No,
to
that's
resort
some
to
song
me.
lyrics that Lucy said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to let Blue Boxer in the box? Because I don't know who they are, and I'd like to hear an outsider's perspective on this, to be honest.
I don't.
Look, he said or she said, it's only advice. I don't know no one. Let me in.
You want an apology off me, then
Why do you hate women so much?
I don't hate women so much.
What's
I just don't
happened
like
in your
you.
life to make you hate women so much?
I just don't like you. It's you
No,
I don't like.
it's several different women. Like, look what you did to Claire Bear.
Yeah? Well, she shouldn't have
She's
asked me
meant
to
to be
lie
your
to
friend. She's meant to be your friend. You've been recording phone calls. You've been saying that a DV never happened when she's got.
You're damn fucking
order on
right,
her
because you
head.
know why? Because women are the worst at using weapons like that against you, so you're damn fucking right.
Has it happened
She's
to
asking
you
me to
before?
do things illegally.
Has it happened to you before?
What?
Has someone accused you of DV?
No?
Why so mad?
Because you tried to ruin me when it was coming up to the anniversary of my husband's death. You're a nasty,
Don't weaponise
vindictive,
your grief.
you're the narcissist.
Do not weaponise something like that.
I've got enough to cope with without
Or
having you.
weaponising it.
Yeah? You running around telling Miss fucking Remy, yeah, that I unalived, or I
When have
DV'd
I
my
said anything
female.
to Miss Remy? I read a message out that I received. I then reread it and I said, oh no, I've read it wrong. But he has done this and he has done this and he has done that. I've got all the videos. Do you think if I gave a shit about you, don't you think I'd be running lives on you?
You did run a live. You threatened to run a live and you did it under Sophie Bailey's name.
No, I didn't. You went into Sophie Bailey. Sophie Bailey was running a live on you and she said to me, can you come in, please? So I
did
come
come in.
into the live.
I came in first then and you followed me
You said
in.
you watched your partner fall from the top of the stairs. Did you do that?
I did, yeah.
Did you help them?
No,
Why not?
because I didn't feel like it.
That's really sad
Why?
and quite abusive. Why would